Hello, how we doing? July 3rd, is it not? And back on the patio, making some coffee, listening to... Can anybody tell? I know, it's a bit late for some of you folks. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Rebecca. This live was not scheduled. I apologize for that. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this today. So, it's one of those things where I don't want to post and promote something that I would have to potentially cancel. But I had like a bunch of free time this afternoon. The weather is so great. It's a little warm. And I haven't had my coffee. And I broke out my Hario V60. Hello, Daphne. How we doing? And we're gonna brew a cup of coffee. The temperature is just about right where I want it. 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So we have a lot to talk about on this live. It's been like a week and a half since I've given you guys an update. Great mug, right, Jorge? Look at that. Cast member, Disneyland. All right, let's do this. We gotta weigh this out. We have 30 grams of coffee. We're going to add 60 grams of water, and then I'll start talking about everything that I'm going to cover today on this live chat. 60, start the timer. Bingo. Gonna give this a quick little agitation. So what are we all up to for the holidays? Those who are celebrating the 4th of July. Anybody have any fun holiday plans this weekend? Oh yeah. I'll let you see what's going on in here. I'll let you see. Alright. What music are we listening to? Ruffles 2012. I thought we would listen to a little bit of the 1812 Overture while making this cup of coffee here. I thought it was an appropriate tune to play for this weekend. Hello, Chanel. Oh, they're going to the grandparents' house. Very cool. I am making a cup of coffee with a brewing process. This is the Hario V60. It's going to be a pour over technique. This is a product of Japan, and this is designed in such a way where the water the edges of this vessel will create a vortex with the water that you pour in, equally distributing the water, giving you great extraction of the coffee, as long as the grind is just right and you're using the approximate amount of water and timing it out just right. And everything seems to be going well. Now, in the headline of this video, I have Yankee Candle sneak peeks. Hello, is it Sandy? Yes, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. We have sneak peeks for Yankee Candle. We have a giveaway. Now, don't get too excited. It's not a massive giveaway, but I have a lot of one. I have a lot of one item, a small item, is what I want to say, and I'm going to try to ship them out to as many people as I possibly can. But it's going to be a fun little contest, so we'll get into that in just a little bit. But I also have an unboxing to do. I got a really nice. This is not like. I said small boxes, guys, and this is what I'm getting in the mail. Courtesy of Ruffles 2012. Big shout out to Ruffles. Ruffles is now a patron of the Candle Enthusiast. Patreon is a way that you can contribute or pledge $1 or more, whatever you have to help keep this show going, fund the show. All those details you'll be able to find in the description of this video. And with that said, I also want to give a big shout out to Maggie, Doug from Spooky Villages, or Spooky Village, I think it's Spooky Villages, and Eric Peter Carlson, and Roxanne Andrews. All patrons, current patrons, contributing officially to the Candle Enthusiast channel. And my heart really cannot express how much that means to me. That is a clear sign of support. It's letting me know that you guys are enjoying what I am doing. And that fuels me to keep going. Plus, it puts some gasoline in the car. So the more gasoline we have, the more places we can visit. All right, we got our cup of coffee. If you guys are wondering, this is going to be Bella Donovan from Blue Bottle Coffee out of Oakland, California. It's saying I have a bad connection. Does it look okay to you guys? These connections driving me nuts. Is the connection good to all you folks? Somebody just say yes or no. Sound good, look good. Okay, so I'm cutting out every now and then. I'm gonna keep my eyes on that. I don't know if there's really anything I can do. Okay. Switch. Give me one. Okay, I think we're okay. Unless I get another warning from YouTube, I won't try to play, because right now I'm using Wi-Fi. I really should be using the cellular service. I just got unlimited cellular service through Verizon. When's the last time? I can't tell you the last time. I don't think I've ever had unlimited data. All right, so let's start this show. It's not really a show. I do have a lot to talk about, though. This is great. Usually I'm always worried that we're not going to have enough to fill up an hour. I got kicked out. All right. I'm going to try to switch to Wi-Fi, guys. Hang on. Okay. Is it still good? We're good now, right? We have to be good. And we're losing a couple folks, too, so I don't want that to happen. All right, let's get this started. We got my coffee. Yankee Candle sneak peeks. What do I mean by that? Well, actually, you know what? Let's do this giveaway stuff first, because maybe a lot of people are coming to find out what I mean by giveaway. So, here in the United States, we just kind of got wind that we're getting a few more candles for autumn, which is of course expected. Those fragrances, we got Dazzling Red Maple, it's now in stores. We knew about that one, but there was two more. Moonbeams on Pumpkins, which I just released my review on that a couple of days ago. And then another fragrance called, oh God, Autumn Dusk. Whew, I apologize for that. My thought disappeared from me for a second. Autumn Dusk. Now, Autumn Dusk is available on the website right now, I believe. It at least is in the inventory. Moonbeams on Pumpkin. I got pretty good confirmation that this is gonna be released late August, probably the last week or 2 weeks of August, right before the Halloween release party. Hello, Vicky. But that doesn't mean you can't acquire these candles a little bit early. What I've been doing, I've been on the road doing a lot of summer stuff, recreational things. But what I try to do as I move around is stop off at as many Yankee Candle storefronts, most importantly, Yankee Candle outlets, because that's where you're gonna find really interesting items. and this is a clear example. I found a votive of Moonbeams on Pumpkin, which is what I based my review on a couple days ago. But I also bought every one that they had in stock. So I want to do a giveaway. I want to send all of these out to you folks. So this way you can have the fragrance a month and a couple weeks, at least several weeks in advance. All you need to do, this is how this little contest is gonna work. We're gonna do a photo contest. I figure that's fun, right? A photo contest of you doing something fun or funny, interesting, while burning a Yankee candle in front of you watching me, one of my episodes, maybe on your computer, or if you can get a snapshot of you watching it on your phone. And what we're gonna do is have you guys tag the Candle Enthusiast, or put my handle in the description. Candle for any. This is gonna be for any social media, whether you want to do it Facebook, whether you want to do it Twitter. Instagram is probably the preference for me, I think, because since it's picture oriented. Put a creative picture, a fun picture of, again, Yankee Candle watching me, however you watch me, and posting that on any social media platform, and then tagging me or using my handle in the description, and also Yankee Candle. So this way you're posting a picture, burning Yankee Candle, you're looking at me, Yankee Candle's getting this photo, I'm getting this photo. I'm going to pick the top, I forget how many I have in this bag, but I'm gonna pick the top, most creative, most fun photos out of everything that's posted on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I think that's it, right? Let's stick with those three. All right, I don't know if I lost you. Yeah, I think I lost you guys for a second. So all of the details on how to enter this giveaway. This is my first giveaway, guys, and I'm trying to figure out how it's a good way. But all the details will be in the description. Again, it's a photo-based contest. What I want, essentially, the whole idea is to have fun, but I also want Yankee Candle to see that you guys are watching me. I want to know that you guys are watching me. I'm gonna send these to you via the mail. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I'll send these, send one of these to you, all the winners. This way, we're speaking loud enough. Do you get it? Why do I want you to tag Yankee Candle? I want Yankee Candle. They've reached out to me several times and have been very kind, but I want to make sure that we're speaking with a megaphone. I want to make sure that we're speaking loud enough that they can hear that we have a little community here, in the hopes that maybe in the future I can collaborate with Yankee Candle, interviews, hopefully keeping my fingers crossed. The big one is the possibility of doing a vlog of the factory, or to see a little bit of the behind the scenes progress. I just want Yankee Candle to know that you guys are watching and that we have this very friendly, positive community. That's all my intention about doing this, right? So just make sure that you double check the description and below when this video has gone live, to make sure you're submitting your photo correctly, and like I said, it'll be a fun giveaway. And if you guys don't know, that candle, for me at least, absolutely fantastic. By and large, it's on top of my list so far, out of all of the Yankee Candle fragrances that have been released for 2017. Okay, so there's that giveaway. I might repeat a little bit of that information towards the end of the video, just in case we have some people joining late. Let's do this. We'll cover the giveaway information again. Don't worry. We have a care package, essentially, of from Ruffles 2012. Again, a now official patron of this channel, contributor, and as you can see, this is not open. It says fragile. It's been decorated with an assortment of fun photos, super chill summertime photos, fishes, oceanic items. I see a donut right there. Excellent, excellent. Let's break this open. We even have like the glitter tape. She went all out with this box. Let's see what is inside of this box. Now, I hope if it's anything like fragrances and stuff, I'll give them a quick sniff, but I don't know if we'll be able to do full in-depth analyses. Let's see what we have. Oh my God. We have a card. Look at that. I don't know if it's okay for me to read this live, so I will put that aside. If you want me to read that live, Ruffles, let me know. Oh my God. This is insane. This is like a whole... Okay. Thank you so much, oh, and look at that. That is super cool. That is red velvet cake, tea lights. That is awesome. Why is that awesome? This is my mother's favorite Yankee Candle fragrance. And let me tell you, I love it too. But this is her favorite. And, you know, as we all know, it's really hard to find this fragrance now. And she's the kind of person, she actually doesn't burn the candles. She just keeps them close to her bedside. She'll open up the jar, or when she's watching TV, she'll pull out a candle, open up the jar. But that aroma just sitting next to her is strong enough. So there's 2 of them here. I might take a couple for myself if that's okay, but these will certainly be put to fantastic purpose for my mother. Thank you so much. It's very, very thoughtful. But there's more. There's always more. Ginger Dusk. All right. Oh, wow. Ginger Dusk. I'm not showing you guys. This is one I can officially say I am not familiar with. I've never smelled this. Let's smell it. Should we smell it? Let's smell it real quick. Ginger Dusk. It sounds so enchanting and romantic. Oh yeah. Now these have seen a little bit of age. These are not brand new. So lighting these, once these are lit, it'll unlock a lot of the fragrance oils that are deep underneath the wax here. But smelling it cold on the top, very faint. But very, a big vanillin quality. Vanilla, almost like a creamy cocoa butter with a little bit of that, I would say ginger, like a candied ginger. Okay, Jorge's gotta go. I know it's late for a lot of you folks. Very cool. Ginger Dusk. Is anyone burned this fragrance? Does anyone own this? I don't own this. This is not a part of my collection. And whenever I find one that I'm unfamiliar with, I always feel like, oh my God, I didn't do my homework. Oh. Pulling at my heartstrings. Sophie, she's hanging in there, 10:48 p.m. You guys that are hanging in or watching this late, if anyone's got to go, please go to sleep. Get sleep, please. Don't let me keep you awake. especially when I haven't, like I said, I did not promote this video. So everything about this is my fault. But macaroon treats. When I was attending the Culinary Institute of America, my biggest weakness, as far as like overindulging in food, was at the end of the day, all of the baking treats in the school would go to essentially the community cafeteria. And it's late in Italy, I know. And they, so in the culinary, they put all these treats in the kind of the communal kitchen, and so many pastries would end up getting thrown in the garbage at the end of the day. It was so sad. So whenever I was there, I would grab a handful of macaroons, maybe more than a handful sometimes, and snack away. There's something about the texture of these treats, the flavor, the sweetness. You get that really nice chewiness to it as well. And I have never burned this one. Oh yeah. Right away, I totally get it. I totally smell it. You're getting that creamy, savory, sweet inside that confectionery frosting with that toasted pastry, sugar-fied treat with crystallized cane sugar. Very, very nice. And it even looks like a little macaroon too. Does it not? That is fun. Very, very cool. So lots of tea lights, but there's more. There's always more. This is so great. Look at this. We got 2 cotton candy tarts. I got 2 of those, which is awesome because that's something that would be really cool for me to evaluate during the summer, as well as saltwater taffy. Now I'm going to a location very soon that is synonymous with a saltwater taffy. So this is good to have. This is very good to have. I will review it when we go. And of course, I'm bringing you guys along. Can anybody take a guess where saltwater taffy would be synonymous? A place? Okay, yeah, so reminder, I'm opening up a box I received via the mail, USPS, through my P.O. box. If any of you guys want to send me things to evaluate or to open up live, this is not a way for me to get free goodies. This is for me to, all of this will go to great use as far as this channel. But you can send me anything from anything fragrance related. Want to send me something that's nostalgic from your childhood that I could evaluate the smell or the taste, anything fun like that. I ask that you don't spend too much money. Ruffles really went all out here though, and it tells you how much Atlantic City, Leslie's onto what I'm doing here. Obviously Ruffles knows a good amount about me. This is a candy corn card jar, and this is really special. Why? There's a rubbing smell here. Because candy corn is now officially retired, and I think we all knew that was bound to happen. I mean, and it wasn't even released last year in retail. And I even heard something yesterday about the swirl jars. The swirl jars may all be going away as well. And I don't know how true that is, but if that's the case, we might lose a trick or treat too. So absolutely no candy corn fragrances, which is very scary, but this is good. This will go in my car probably August 1st. Yes, New Jersey. You know, I haven't been to New Jersey in a long time. I used to spend a lot of time in Atlantic City, and I figured it would be really fun to go there to do some reviews, a lot of treats, a lot of things like that we can taste and do like taste tests and things like that. But also, there's so many attractions down there, so I think I can do a lot of vlogging material. Just me showing a little bit about what I know in Atlantic City as far as the attractions and whatnot. This is incredible. There's so much stuff in this box. Serengeti sunset. I mean, it's almost as if we planned this out. Serengeti sunset. I know this is out of focus, folks. I know. This was one that I had in my hands. I was going to pick up. Actually, when I was at the Lake George outlet, I saw this one. Oh my God. So this is, I'm not quite sure. I'm forgetting now. When is this? This is not new for the summer, is it? When was this candle released? Does anybody know? Kind of ashamed of myself that I don't know, but that smells really wonderful and very powerful. Serengeti sunset, a big orange citrus thing happening right off the bat. Almost, you know what this is reminding me of? Is anyone familiar with the cocktail Negroni? It has a little bit of this kind of like gin cocktail Negroni thing happening here, with a little bit of that orange zest and even some orange juice, but very earthy, very earthy. I should almost say it's got a good amount of minerality. Earthiness might give you the wrong idea. Very cool. I have a bunch of other candles that will fit nice with this one. As far as filming an entire review, I will do this side by side with, yeah, I think of it now. I'll do like a 3 fragrance video where I'll review those candles. Beautiful. But right off the bat, I mean, if you just want to know my personal opinion, usually I don't share too many of my personal opinions. I just I pretty much tell you what I smell. But I really like the smell of that. That's really good. I like it. Let's keep going here. Cotton candy. All right. Cotton candy. This, I'm not just saying this because I have cotton candy in my hands. Cotton candy really is one of those treats that I do love, like from childhood, and it specifically, of course, reminds me of precisely this time of the year. Oh my God. Because when I was a kid, there was a series of carnivals, bazaars, amusements that I would always go to with my brothers. And when I was really young, I was always scared of the concept of cotton candy, you know, because it just didn't, to me as a kid, looking at it, I was afraid to eat it because it didn't look like it was edible. And then when I tried it, it changed my life. So there's a very special nostalgic place in my heart for cotton candy, and now that I have this, and I don't have it in my personal collection, which is awesome. I don't know how Ruffles knows this, that I don't have this in my personal collection, but I will be doing, I'll be bringing this to a very special place. I've been thinking about it for a long time where I wanted to do this, and I think I know where I want to evaluate this candle. Yeah, I mean, we could say, of course, cotton candy. To me, there is no specific flavoring. You know, in my mind, cotton candy exists in blue and red, and perhaps like purple. Um, but nothing, no specific flavors, but definitely has that caramelized sugar, you know, that creme brulee top, that crispy, crunchy creme brulee, or spun sugar. That's big in the culinary world these days, spun sugar. It's kind of fun to go to a really fancy restaurant and be served cotton candy. How big is my collection? Asked Daphne. It's hard, and it's hard to say, and trust me, it's not as big like the collection of, let's just say, the Yankee Candle. It's not as big as you guys may be thinking, because I do believe, at least I got to a point where I'm like, I have to stop collecting, because like wine, like anything else that's perishable, I don't want to just, I want to burn these candles. If I buy a candle, I want to burn them, unless it's something very, 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 very special. So I don't ever want to buy something that I could just buy later on at later dates, because, like I said, there is essentially an expiration date. Some much sooner than others. Oh man. I'm trying to go back to 12th grade French class here, or just culinary school, right? Pan, it's not pain, pan au raisin. I'm not gonna try to give that my French accent, but man, how good does that look? And I know it's out of focus, folks. This is one I don't have. And here's something that's interesting, if you guys don't know. These European / UK labels, I don't know when they put these stickers on the back. I don't know if this is done at Deerfield or what the deal is. But I'm trying to read the place on the back. But they don't just have fragrance. Yeah, I mean, it looks like, you know, they won't give you any poetic things like the smell of sheer musk. Like sheer musk, that's very pretty, but what is sheer musk? You don't get those kind of fragrance notes. You get very, very literal fragrance notes on the back, which I enjoy personally. Wow. All right. All right. I keep losing you guys, but thanks for hanging in. Thanks for hanging in. That might happen a couple more times. I don't know what's going on there. Usually we don't have this problem. Bell Book and Candles here on the porch. I am on the porch. I lost my train of thought here. There's a lot going on in this. It's not just like dehydrated grapes, dehydrated raisins. Or dehydrated raisins is redundant, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of other fruitiness here. To me, there's a lot of dried fruit. And excuse me if it sounds weird. I mean, it smells delicious, but I'm getting kind of like a juicy pineapple, a dehydrated pineapple, or maybe even some form of stone fruit. But the overall effect is that raisinated aroma. Big time soft sugary cinnamon. We lost half of our audience. I hope they find us. Come back, please. Excellent smell on this one here. A little bit of coconut too, like coconut. These are aromas I don't associate with raisin bread, but I'm loving the smell of this. If you guys are coming back after losing me, I apologize that this is happening. I switched from Wi-Fi to cellular service thinking that that was a better thing to do. And I'm not sure if it was. But let's hope it doesn't happen again. Oh no, Ruffles. We have a medium size jar. This was yet another one I was going to pick up. My Serenity. European fragrances all the way today. Now this one reminded me very closely of another fragrance. I'm trying to think of which one that was now. Oh yeah, I mean this definitely is a very zen candle, putting on a relaxing afternoon / evening. Just, it smells so familiar. The main profile is going to be a very soft florals and herbal notes, taking on a tea effect approach, but going to be giving elements of that soft dairy creaminess, coconut, and there's a little bit, I don't want to say like suntan lotion, not like a copper tone thing, but there is a creamy, like very, very pretty, like a body lotion, hand moisturizer smell here. I think a very appropriate name, My Serenity, with this fragrance. My Serenity reminds me of My Sharona. Look at that. I like that label. I like the concept. Seriously, forget about is it a woman? Yeah, forget about the woman for a second. Look at the water that's in front of her. It's like that, very, like the sun is casting its light on the water and throwing off this golden shimmer off the surface of the water. It's a really pretty photo. I like it. Very cool. Medium jar. How awesome is that? Gotta get a sip of coffee here. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Everyone who celebrates 4th of July. And that was fantastic. Ruffles, thank you so much for all of these gifts. But I urge you, please, this is not what I expect for when I say you guys like send me stuff, like fun stuff. This is a huge, I'm sincerely saying thank you for all of these, because these are gifts. These are very thoughtful gifts. They will all go to great purpose. They will all be used in the show here, the Candle Enthusiast. But don't ever feel like if you want to send me something, if you want to send me a tart, just send me a tart. If you want to send me, again, I always say candy, but I think candy is something that is naturally nostalgic for all of us, being that we have it when we're a child. So something small, something fun, something that I can open up and share with everyone on the channel here. We can talk about it, discuss it. Candy corn jar, we have tarts, saltwater taffy cotton candy, we have that raisin bread, Serengeti sunset, macaroon tea lights. This is incredible. Ginger dust tea lights, and 2 boxes of red velvet cake. In advance, Ruffles, I'm going to thank you for my mom. because I'm sure she'll be very grateful to have those. So very, very cool. Oh, and cotton candy, small jar. All right. So something that's big. Okay, the sneak peeks. Sneak peeks. Yes, Ruffles. Yeah, I almost feel like I don't know how to like thank you. Please know that is a huge deal. That is a huge deal. To see not only are you a contributor to the show, but to see that send all those things, and that when you're shopping Yankee Candle, you have me in the back of your mind. It's a very sweet notion, and stuff like that will never ever go unappreciated. Thank you so much. And just so you guys know, Ruffles has been with me from the beginning. Like back when I had like 25 subscribers probably, and in November I received super awesome, great quality essential oils. I've discussed that in a live before, and still waiting to put those to good use. But I have to do a little research myself and formulate an episode where we can present those in an entertaining fashion. So, do we have any Halloween fans out there? And Monica's been with me from the beginning. Hello, Monica Carlson. Monica Carlson is in the house. Monica just celebrated a birthday. I think we should all collectively say happy birthday to Monica, my sister-in-law. Wasn't able to see her on her birthday, but hopefully we'll be seeing each other soon enough. I just gotta get out. I gotta get back out to California. So what do I have here? Sneak peeks. Let's start with the small one. And a bell book and candle. If you're still here, I don't know if you gave up with the lousy connection that we have, but I just read a comment. You were asking about this candle. It's kind of funny because I had purchased it about a week ago, but you were asking about it. This is going to be one of the Christmas fragrances for you for Europe for 2017. I found it in a small jar. At least the one of the announced fragrances, and this one is going to be. Can you guys see that at least a little bit? It's called Christmas Magic. It's out of focus, I know, but we have this very beautiful, almost Norman Rockwell-esque neighborhood pictured on this label. So when I found this, and I have some other surprises as well, I decided that I was going to make a Christmas in July video, which will hopefully be out soon. It won't take me too much longer to finish it. A little magic and mystery from Yankee Candle. Oh man. And Bell Book and Candle. I know your preferences, and you're really gonna like this one. It's a very easy concept. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to ruin it. It's a very, it's not like like a very complex, like outside the box compilation of aromas, but it is a combination that we don't see too often, and I like it. I like it a lot. I love the photograph. So Christmas Magic coming very soon for a Christmas in July video. But something that's a little bit more topical. It's not really topical because it's July, but we all know that Yankee Candle starts to celebrate Halloween late in August. It used to be early August, But I wasn't really expecting to come across these so soon. And if this is a spoiler for anybody, I'm going to give you a heads up now. What I have here in front of me are the house warmer jars. I'm getting kind of dark on you guys. What I have in front of me is the house warmer jars. Got my light. See if I can get that on my face a little bit. House warmer jars for Halloween 2017. Now, I did a whole video on these candles before, about a week ago. But what I showed you, I wasn't sure if they were going to be the European look, or if there was going to be a US look, or if it was going to be both. And this is going to officially answer that question for us. So I don't have those really cool wine bottle looking candles, including the Haunted Hollow, which is a brand new fragrance for this upcoming Halloween. I'm still doing my best to get my hands on that early. But this is going to be the look of the house warmer jars. Now, I showed you in my video, but this will give you a little bit more of an up-close look. We have a translucent glass this year. It's been a long time since we've seen that. Translucent, right? Not transparent, translucent. Or no, excuse me, other way around. It's transparent, not translucent. Clear glass, and we're being reintroduced to that 360 degree label. Silhouettes of the raven, the jack-o'-lantern, and yeah, the jack-o'-lantern, raven, and trees, which it really does seem to be the motif this year for Yankee Candle Halloween, especially that raven. And this is the European label. How do I know? Check out that old font. That is the classic Yankee Candle font. And if you probably can't see it or read it, but right there it has the European name, Fruit de Fondue. We see limited edition here in English, but we also see edition limitée on the label. So that's how I knew that this was a European release. And check out that top. You see that? No glass lid. This is the first time I've seen that, I think. We have the aluminum embossed jack-o'-lantern lid. And I wasn't quite sure if I was gonna like this, but now that I'm seeing it in person, I totally love that. I hope they do that more often. So European, but what about the US releases? Will they look exactly the same or have any differences? Well, this finally answered my question. How do I know? We have the brand new fonts. Now, I might be getting a little bit dorky on you guys here, but you see the difference between the fonts? This is currently the US font, where in Europe they've maintained the old font. They will be phasing the new font in within the coming year. But limited edition, no edition limitée, and Witch's Brew, and not translated in any way, just Witch's Brew. Same label, different color, transparent glass, black wax, same lid. So my guess, folks, is that we're going to see in the house warmer jars these two fragrances. And then in the sliced wine bottles, I think what we're going to see is the Forbidden Apple. We're going to see the Witch's Brew, and we're going to see the brand new, God, I'm forgetting what I'm saying already. Yeah, the Witch's Brew and the brand new Haunted Hollow in the wine glass tumblers. Still unclear if Black Magic will be returning. What is clear is Candy Corn will not be returning, and it's looking like maybe even Trick or Treat will not be coming back, but don't quote me on that one. So very cool, very cool. I'm okay. What do you guys think of this new label, R.I.P. Candy Corn? Well, yeah, it's sad to see candy corn go. It really is. I won't lie. What do we think of these labels? I did a whole retrospective of like the past 8 years of the look, the aesthetical changes to Witch's Brew. It was one of my first videos, and I think it has like 4 views. So if anyone wants to see looks of Witch's Brew from prior years, go all the way back to the beginning of my uploads and check out that video, because every year it has a different look. Monica, she likes it, but she can't get used to the new lid. It was a can't or can? She can't get used to the new lid. It smells like Witch's Brew, let me tell you. No alterations. And Forbidden Apple, I mean, really, folks, this is, I mean, we can have a discussion about it, but it really is Granny Smith. Granny Smith was a treasure that you'll see from Yankee Candle every so often. I am so dark, trying to get some sunlight in my face here. But this is, I love Granny Smith apples. They're probably my favorite apple to snack on, at least. And this is like if you concentrated the smell of a Granny Smith apple, like multiplied the smell by 10 times. And you locked that aroma in the jar. It's absolutely fantastic. I do want to do a side-by-side comparison, though, of this Forbidden Apple with last year's release, because just from my initial impressions, I feel like this might have a little bit more of that oxidized apple smell. Oxidized being like, you know, apple cider, apple pie, when your apple turns slightly brown, but still smells, aromatically still smells amazing. Has a little bit more of this oxidized effect, which is really cool. Let's keep on going. And I'm really gonna, I apologize, I am the worst at paying attention to comments, and I know that that's what this is all about. So I'm gonna really try to keep my eyes open for the comments. Get the light out of the shot. Iced coffee. All right, Monica, are you leaving? Bye-bye, Monica. Do something fun today. Take Eric out to Malibu. What else do we got? Oh, got another one. Almost completely forgot about this. So I found this at an outlet. I found those at an outlet too. Let me know in the comments below if anyone wants to get their hands on those early. I'll let you know where I picked them up. I just don't want to say it live now and then have someone go there and buy every single one and just throw them up on eBay, because I just don't want to see that. Monica. Always causing trouble. So what is this? Anybody recognize this one? I never had this. I never even really wanted it, but it's kind of special. This is the Trio Halloween candle from 2016. And okay, so Elizabeth's got one. And why is this so special? Well, inside this jar, I mean, you can see it's layered. It's got 3 fragrances. Yeah, so Sophie knows what's going on. We have all 3 of these fragrances are going to now be retired. How awesome is that? On the bottom, not Witch's Brew, but Happy Halloween, which has a very strong root beer, sarsaparilla, black licorice, root beer float smell to it. That candle was around for ages. It's been retired, or I'm hoping they bring it back as a treasure. Actually, I think it was a treasure that they brought back every year, but that is gone. It's still easily found on eBay. The middle layer, that orange, is it a tart? Oh, it is super tart. I'm sorry, my eyes are deceiving me. That middle layer is going to be candy corn, also a retired. So a very buttercream forward, cane sugar forward, vanilla frosting forward smell that's undeniably, when you smell it, candy corn. And the top, possibly the most exciting, is Ghostly Treats, released 1 year. I believe that year was 2014. They did not make it in large quantity. They didn't reproduce it the following year. The only time we ever saw Ghostly Treats again was in this trio candle. It came out the following year, and they put a little bit on top. So if you can't get your hands on Ghostly Treats, it's very difficult to get it unless you want to spend like $50, $60 on it on eBay. Check out your outlets for this candle. Man, Ghostly Treats. For me, you can't beat it. I love it. By and large, my favorite Halloween fragrance that Yankee Candle has ever produced. And if you're asking what it smells like, think of ooey gooey, very sweet marshmallow. No, I don't mean like roasted marshmallow, like campfire marshmallow. No, I mean more like fluff. Do we know fluff? Like Fluffernutter sandwiches? Fluff. Lucky Charms marshmallows, very sugar-fied marshmallow. There is some very pretty, fruity, floral action in the background that no one ever really seems to talk about when they describe that scent. And whenever I say florals, like why do you think there's florals in Ghostly Treats? Well, if you remember the original label had this like cemetery, this boneyard, with all these tombstones around it. And if you look closely, there's like decaying flowers around those tombstones. So in my mind, that floral note in the background was kind of the representation of all of those decaying flowers that were lingering in that very old spooky cemetery. And man, I like it. So I never bought that when that came out, so I'm glad I finally got it. I got it for a great price. All right, 38 minutes. So what am I going to burn for 4th of July? What are you guys gonna burn? The Ghostly Treats. Well, that's a good point, Sophie. She's saying that she tried to collect it as long as she could. One thing that's actually not that hard to find is the Ghostly Treats in the tart form. Let me see if I can do a little bit of rearranging here, guys, so you can actually see me. It's maybe not much better. Oh, black cherry and Macintosh. Maybe blueberry scone, black cherry. These all sound like fantastic 4th of July. Lavender sunset. These all sound fantastic choices for 4th of July. Speaking of lavender, probably something apple. I refuse to burn any of the Yankee patriotic large jars. Why is that? Because of the U.S.? Oh man, I missed this comment. Forbidden. I saw forbidden apple. Yeah, it's a hard thing. It's a melting mountain lodge. Oh, I see. You're displaying them. Okay, I thought you were saying you just didn't want to burn them because celebrating America. But yeah, they're very pretty. In fact, I own them, and I can't remember which one it was, but a very close friend of mine is a veteran, and he came over to my apartment. This is about when I was in California, and he's like, "Wow, what is that smell?" And here's like this, this Marine, this big guy, a guy's guy, fixes up vehicles and motorcycles. And he's talking about like how much he enjoys this fragrance. And I'm like, you know what, man, this candle is perfect for you. And I gave it to him and I let him take it home. And guess what? He now collects Yankee candles. How awesome is that? I just think that's amazing. Oh, that's right. Elizabeth's from South Florida. It's all coming back to me now. Okay. So the question is, what am I burning? Now, it's not burning right now, and I hope this is not too easy of an answer. I feel like this is like maybe not creative enough. But I looked through my summer fragrances and I really tried to think about what would be a good thing to put me in a nostalgic mood. And I really like this candle. I don't know what the consensus is for this fragrance. I really don't know if most people enjoy it or not. But Summer Scoop, oh my God. I mean, such a refreshing fragrance. Like, do you ever buy, first of all, smelling it like undeniably concentrated strawberry aroma. Like, I'm trying to say this in an appetizing way, but I remember, I think they flash freeze strawberries now, like when you buy frozen strawberries at the grocery store. But I remember more as a kid when we would make strawberry shortcake. When you would defrost the strawberries, they'd get very they were very mushy. Actually, I think they probably still do, even if they flash freeze them. But there was something about those frozen strawberries that when you would let them thaw out had this very concentrated, super ripe smell of red fruit strawberry. And that, to me, that's nostalgia right there. But of course you get that dairy, heavy cream note that really serves as the foundation of this candle. And of course, other berry fruits in here too. For me, mostly red fruits and blue fruits. I mean, if you wanted to say blackberry, something like that, I'm perfectly fine with that. I see a lot of grapes. Are they grapes? Yeah, they look like grapes on here. Grapes and blueberries. I don't know. To me, this is definitively strawberry. And Chantel says too sweet and too creamy for her, and I understand completely. I understand completely. Freeze dried. Yeah, freeze dried is like, correct me if I'm wrong, freeze dried is like the strawberries that we see in like boxes of like Special K, right? Or like you buy them in little Tupperwares at the grocery store. And that is a perfectly fantastic descriptor as well, I think. Not a super complex candle. Definitely very sweet. Definitely very creamy. Definitely very, very fruity. I like this a lot. I'm into the fruit. Yeah, so freeze-dried fruit and yogurt. Sophie's saying that she likes that. And that's kind of what this smells like. Instead of saying ice cream, we could actually say like some kind of breakfast yogurt treat. If we had a little bit of an oatmeal thing going on here, we could definitely call this like brunch or breakfast granola yogurt. All right. But if that's not your thing, and if fruitiness, I figured that fruitiness was not for everybody. And if you're into the more summertime, outdoors, got your nose in all of the flowers outside, I have another choice. I mention these guys all of the time, these folks. Votivo candles, aromatic candle. I'm a huge supporter of these folks. Every time I reach out to them, they are super, super kind. They have a very friendly social media presence. And yes, this is going to be the fragrance number 68A, which is honeysuckle. And check this out. I'd never burned this one. This is how, I mean, you know, Votivo comes in a lot of different packaging styles, but I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I took this out of the box, but I've never burned it. So you have this beautiful little box, and oh yeah, I really tore this apart. Usually this wrapping paper is beautifully surrounding the vessel, folded in a very pretty way, and that's what your candle looks like. We of course have soy wax, but let me tell you right now, honeysuckle, let's just keep it at that. I mean, excellent representation, not of many things. This is not going to be a complex candle that's going to be, you know, something that's going to, you know, tell a story. This is really more just a beautiful expression of one singular thing. And if you really love the aroma of honeysuckle, honeysuckle is a floral that I can deal with, and this is just super powerful. And this candle is not young. I've had this candle for a long time. In fact, how long have I had this? Probably about 4 years. How long do you guys keep your tarts and Votives before they lose a fragrance? I think if you smell them cold, they'll lose their fragrance really quickly. That's just my opinion. But that doesn't mean that when you burn them, they're not going to express their fragrance. That's what I find. So huge shout out to Votivo. If you guys really want to spend just a couple extra dollars on a candle that's going to give you a massive, explosive, aromatic experience, I highly recommend checking them out. This is not a sponsored video. They're not paying me to say that. I just really am passionate about these guys. These guys really did introduce me to the whole concept of luxury candles, and they are a bit pricey, but let me tell you, these, so is a fine wine. Do you drink fine wine every night? Well, if you do, invite me over. But I can't afford that. But on special occasions, I do drink fine wine, and on very special occasions, I do burn luxury candles. And these folks are certainly a great way to go if that's your sort of thing. So this, I don't know what this format's called, but this like box and this size, which is 6.8 ounces, roughly, I'm guessing like $30, maybe like $27 for something like this. They do sell other collections with much more fancier packaging, larger jars. They have collections, and they will range more in like the $40 range, which is still very good for a luxury candle. I don't even want to tell you. I mean, you guys probably know, but I don't even want to tell you some of the prices I was seeing for some of the candles at Macy's in New York City. Oh my God, during Christmas time? Very cool. Honeysuckle, my favorite candle by Votivo, just in case they're watching, and just in case you guys want to know, is going to be number 37, I believe, which is funny because 37 is my lucky number, and it's going to be the aroma Teak. Simply named Teak. There's something about that candle that just picks me up and brings me to a very special place. It tells me a story. To me, I call it my Pirates of the Caribbean, Disneyland amusement park ride scented candle. It just reminds me of that ride. You have that smell of like, rugged pirate, voyager, sea-saturated pirate ship, antique wood smell. If you're into like the library concept candles, I think you would love Teak. I have yet to burn those all-for-one candles. They were the pet-friendly candles. I haven't burned them, and I actually was gonna put up their car air freshener yet. I will give you folks an update. I will make note of that once I burn a lot of these candles that I've been reviewing. Yeah, bookish candles from my data, from my research, are the most, whenever I ask people like, what is a candle that you would love to own that you never see represented? Like what fragrance? A lot of the time people say like the smell of a library. And it's certainly out there. A lot of companies make really interesting themed like library candles, whether that be the old dusty decaying pages or the leather bound books or just that smell of an old library. Would love to smell like sunshine on old books. Sunshine on old books. There's a portrait for you. Sunshine on old books. That's an excellent title. We're getting very close to that 1 hour mark. And what else do I have for you folks? Something I want to investigate. This is completely random. Hello from Italy. How we doing today? Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Now, I found this candle. Let's see if we can get a read off that candle. Can you guys see that? There we go. Maybe. The people abroad, let me tell you, huge shout out for you guys hanging out still this late at night. This is a candle I found at a thrift store. It's just, and whenever I find a candle this size for decorative purposes, I'm like, oh, I should buy this. A nice pillar candle to just have on in the background. But then I quickly realized when I smelled this candle, magic occurred. This looks to be like a very old candle. Like, I'm guessing probably at least 8-10 years old by the packaging and the weathering of this candle. And it is wrapped, it's shrink wrapped. But the smell of this is insanely good. The fragrance is called Rain Scent. And although it is a poetic expression of that smell during a rainstorm or before or after rainstorm, but this is, I think it's just excellent fragrance. So why am I showing this to you? I want to hunt down this candle company. And if any of you guys want to share your investigative research to see if we can find out any information on these folks, I haven't really tried too hard yet. It says House of Candles, handmade candles, Route 715, Henryville, Pennsylvania, 18332. If by chance anybody is from Pennsylvania, knows this company, or if we can collectively find out a little bit more about this company, I would love to travel out to find out who made this candle. I want to talk to the person who made this candle and discuss fragrance, discuss where their passion lies as far as producing candles, to see if they're still producing candles. If they are producing candles, what kind of fragrances do they have? Because this is a very pretty scent, and the color is insane, and I love pillar candles. So that might be a future episode. I might go on a little excursion, like almost like a documentary style video of me hunting down the origins of this candle. I think that's a very romantic idea. There is a website. It's funny, I didn't even try that. I was hoping it would be hard to find, because that makes it a little bit more exciting. It's a fabulous place. It's like Yankee Candle Village. Are you, Leslie, are you talking about this place? Let me know if you're talking about this place. Oh, you are? You how cool are you? So you actually know. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, you say it looks like Yankee Candle Village. If you look at the photo there. Oh, wow. That is super cool, Leslie. You're so much cooler than I am, let me tell you. Well, then, if that is the case, the Poconos, if that's where Henryville is, I can definitely get there. All right, I can definitely get there. From here, that's like 2.5 hours. Maybe not even. So I will make a whole video, and I will travel to House of Candles. Very cool. All right. I'm seeing a lot of questions. I don't know if you guys are talking to each other. Does anyone have a question for me? I promise for the next couple moments as we finish up here, I'll keep my eye on the screen here. If I got moonbeams on pumpkins from QVC, I did not get it from QVC. From what I gather, QVC in the UK has what they call United States or US limited editions that you guys, folks from the UK can pre-order. Now, they haven't shipped them yet, apparently, in the UK. But what that means is those fragrances were, it was kind of a tip that those fragrances were going to be released here in the UK, even though Yankee Candle has not announced them here in the US. So there is no news, there are no photos, there is nothing that Yankee Candle has put out in public as far as releasing Moonbeams on Pumpkin, although I did manage to get a rough release date of when it's coming out, and that's going to be the last week of August, as well as Autumn Dusk, which is on the website. I'm not sure if it's available for purchase yet, but it is in the inventory. If I had to make a candle about the experience of interacting with YouTubers, or not YouTubers, but folks on YouTube, what would it smell like? Ooh, that's a good one. I would say what's something that's I'm gonna say give it like a coffee theme, like because you know, when you're talking to acquaintances and friends, people that you know are scattered throughout the country, it's great to have a cup of coffee in your hands. So I have a kind of a link and association with talking with friends and coffee, but also coffee. I love coffee from all around the world, you know, from everywhere where you can produce, cultivate, harvest coffee. I enjoy it. I love it. I love experiencing it. I love learning about it. I would love to travel the world and actually walk around the farms. I have a friend who has a farm in Kona, in Hawaii. The family produces Kona coffee. Love to do that. So maybe like a world blend coffee, a blend of all of the different coffees from all of the world. Or we could do wine too. How about that? Maybe the experience of the aromatic profile of a blended coffee from beans all around the world. Coffee and caramel. Yeah, throw a little bit of caramel nuttiness, some fruitiness in there. This coffee is amazing, by the way. Bella Donovan from Bella Donovan is the proprietary name of this coffee, from Blue Bottle out of Oakland, California. Fruity and yet still somehow very caramel driven, with a substantial mocha milk chocolate flavor and aromatics. Excellent. This is one of my favorite blends, proprietary blends that they make. Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? I am sorry, I have to go with Starbucks. Starbucks to me there's so much nostalgia when it comes to Starbucks, because I spent pretty much the entirety of my college years in Starbucks. Although I spent the majority of my high school years in Dunkin' Donuts, so very nostalgic too. Can you do just a Q&A video? If you would really want that, I would be happy to do that. If I had to pick, okay, so throw that question out there again. If I had to pick 10 bottles, 15, under $15, what would that be? Is that what the question was? Are you talking about wine? I should just have my computer here all of the time. It would be so much easier for me to read the comments from my computer. As far as good value, top 10 is going to be hard to do right now underneath $15. Can we do $20? Let's do $22. $22 is kind of that hurdle. It's kind of where that bracket ends. Once you go past the $22, then you're in a different kind of bracket as far as quality. Sometimes if you're into the whites, Beaujolais, nicely done. I always say, now Beaujolais, like cru Beaujolais, like the highest quality Beaujolais, is going to be more in the range of like $30 to $40. But if you take a step down, and it's not like a far step down, Beaujolais Village, or Beaujolais villages essentially, is going to be a wine made from the Gamay grape and all the way down in the southern Burgundy region in France. And they're producing very, very fantastic, serviceable wine at affordable prices. One of the most underestimated wines, especially in France, if you ask me, Beaujolais. You have several different tiers of Beaujolais. Beaujolais Nouveau is probably what most people are familiar with. That's like the $8 bottle that you find on the around Thanksgiving time. Those, you know, they are what they are, but they're not fine wine, that's for sure. But Beaujolais Village, or villages, are cru Beaujolais. Cru Beaujolais, there are 10 regions in the Beaujolais region in France that are considered the best. They're cru Beaujolais. They are all oak aged. And the Gamay grape, which they're made from, is a very red, fruit forward grape. So the profiles are usually more in like red currant, even like strawberry, more tart fruit like pomegranate and cranberry. A lot of red fruit flavors. Really good, really, really good, and fantastic for the holidays. So if you're serving turkey, Beaujolais or Gamay the grape and Pinot Noir are really the only two red wines that you can do with fish or turkey. Am I gone? Did I disappear? Do I still taste wines for a living? Not for a living. Not right now. It's not like I've given it up. It's just I'm a how do I say this without sounding pretentious? I'm a very creative person in the sense that I need to make things every day. And when you're working as a sommelier, or if you're working for, let's say, a wine company, it's a wonderful thing because you meet amazing people, people who share the passion of beverage like I have. But I kind of stepped away from it for a while because it was leaving me without an outlet to be creative on a daily basis. I need to be creative. And I never got into wine making. That's just something that is never going to happen. I've made my own wine, but for me and friends. I mean, that's really it. I would never do it professionally. So wine is a big part of my life. Luckily, I'm still in contact with all of my friends from the industry, and sadly, they're all on the West Coast. Otherwise, I'd have them featured on this channel more often. Because how fun would it be to have wine professionals smelling candles, giving their notes? Because yeah, it's fun to watch me, but I want to see other people do it too. Mead, excellent. Moonbeams on pumpkin, political clownfish. So let me just sum this up real quick, just in case you missed this at the beginning. I am doing a giveaway of Moonbeams on Pumpkin. This has yet to be released in the US. It is yet to be released in the UK, or let's say Europe. I found a bunch. I bought just about every votive that I could find. I really found it at one location. I know some of you guys actually found full jars, which is exciting, but I want to give these candles away. They're not for me. And instead of like getting one candle and sending it to one person, although that might be an incredible gift to give away, I'd much rather do giveaways like this, where there's a lot more people getting products, but you know, I mean, you have to realize it's just a votive, So this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna do a photo contest. just in case you missed this in the beginning, we're gonna do a photo contest where I want you to take a picture of yourself, or you don't have to be featured in it, but a creative, fun, funny photo of something relating to you burning a Yankee candle while watching the Candle Enthusiast, my channel here on YouTube. And pick any social media platform of your choice. Well, actually, let's limit it to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But my preference would be Instagram. The feed is getting bad. Oh, man. All right, I'm gonna keep going, hoping that it'll get better. But, and what you do is, when you post that video, make sure that you attach my handle and Yankee Candle's handle to that photograph. This way I'll know that you took the photo, and I'll pick the most fun looking pictures. But by tagging me and Yankee Candle, what that'll do is it'll let Yankee Candle know. Again, we want to remind Yankee Candle. We want to speak loud enough that Yankee Candle will see that you folks are watching me review Yankee Candles. I would love to collaborate with Yankee Candle at some point for you guys. My biggest goal is really to anything. As long as it's featuring a Yankee Candle, and as long as it's featuring the Candle Enthusiast, me, in some shape or form. You see, like if I took a photo of me watching me burning my favorite Yankee Candle, and let's say on Instagram I put at candle.enthusiast, which is my handle on Instagram, and at Yankee Candle, with the description saying, love watching reviews from the Candle Enthusiast of Yankee Candle, something like that, right? This way Yankee Candle will be reminded. Be like, oh, look at this, this guy is reviewing Yankee Candles. Hopefully that will open up doors, possibilities, so that I can schedule an interview with Yankee Candle, that we can visit the factory at some point, do fun things, collaborate with Yankee Candle. This is not a popularity contest. I'm not trying to show off or be portrayed in a certain way in front of Yankee Candle. I just want them to be a little bit more conscious of the show, so this way they know that you guys are watching, and that we can get entry. Man, how great would it be to spend like a couple hours inside that factory and to talk with the CEO. I'm forgetting her name at the moment, but we can talk about the direction of Yankee Candle, what to expect in the future. We could talk about a little bit about their response to the reaction of the new labels, the new concepts, the new font. They're doing many things, many separate projects now, so we can talk a lot about that. But I have my own questions, really in-depth questions, as far as where these concepts are coming from, and really I want to know a little bit more about the philosophy behind their fragrances. So I figured that would be an excellent opportunity if I could get an interview at Yankee Candle. So, photo contest. If any of that was blurry or jumbled up, I'll put the details in the description once this video is officially posted about how to enter. See, this is what I should have been doing the whole time, because now I can see your photo, your comments, and they don't disappear. It's really weird because I'm watching myself live. All right, I'm running over time, but we still have 21 viewers. Any other questions regarding anything? Anything, Yankee Candle, my show, what am I going to be filming in the future? I'm confused if you want a screenshot or us to take your own pics. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. You got to be creative though. Got to be creative. You can put a caption on the photo. West Coast or East Coast. My favorite? Plans for Halloween videos. Big plans. And it's not as far away as it sounds, because this year, unlike last year, I'm going to be trying to keep my vlogs, not necessarily the reviews, but my vlogs ahead of schedule. Ruffles, your question. My home will always be the East Coast, but I love the West Coast, so I consider myself bi-coastal. So this year, what I'm going to try to do is stay a month ahead of schedule. So during the month of August and September, I'm going to be working on a lot of Halloween content. I will be visiting Witch City Wicks and their brand new storefront, which is super, super cool, what I've seen from the photos. We'll be talking with Liz, hopefully the proprietor of Witch City Wicks. But I'll be revisiting Salem. I'm going to be going to a lot of attractions this year. I'm trying to work with, I want to keep a lot of these things a secret, a little bit of a surprise, but wax museums, haunted themed wax museums. I thought the wax plus the spookiness of it would be a good play for this channel. But also hay rides, amusements, we'll be talking about concessions. I'm planning a rather large video right now, and I'm very hesitant to give away what I'm actually going to do. But you know what? If you guys have hung around this long, maybe I should reward you with a little bit of inside scoop. I'm working very hard on getting permission, the go-ahead, to spend the night in a legitimate haunted house. There's a house that I have in mind that I've been looking at, been researching. There's been a lot of stories, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation over the years about this house being haunted. And what I want to do is spend the night inside of this haunted house to document the experience, to see if we can encounter anything fun. But the whole idea is you know the saying that your senses are heightened when you're frightened, when you're scared, right? Or you know the whole thing with the woman, the grandma picking up the car when her adrenaline was pumping to save the baby under the car. That our senses are heightened in a state of extreme awareness. I want to put to the test if my sense of smell will change or in any way gain strength by making myself frightened. Legitimate fear. This isn't going to be like me, you know, staging something. I really want to create a spooky environment, bring you guys along. We're going to spend the night in a haunted house, keep it fun, keep it entertaining, keep it still friendly for the family and for the kids. It won't be too scary for any of the kids. And I'm not going to be planning any tricks or gimmicks. It really is going to be exactly what it sounds like. So that's one that I've been working on. I really want to do that right, and I want to make it as cinematic and documentary style as possible. And that'll give me the opportunity to smell a lot of haunted or spooky themed candles during that night in the house. And we might even do a live video in the house. So I think that would be cool too. It would be a little added bonus. Other things for Halloween, lot of good stuff. Nicole, yes, very late. I'm actually running on a bit long. Best Witch City Wicks. Okay, best Witch City Wicks for a new shopper. Okay. It depends what your preference is, but I'll share my preferences. I think the most impressive one, the one that spoke to me the most, the one that blew me out of the water. Just in case you don't know what Witch City Wicks is, I talk about it all the time. It's one of my favorite handcrafted, smaller candle company out of Salem, Massachusetts, Witch City. They have a candle called Holy Ground. And I can't wait to review this candle. Liz, the proprietor, she gave me the candle almost a year ago. I just haven't found an opportunity to do a video for this candle that is as exciting enough for the actual candle, because I love it so much. But it truly, Holy Ground smells like spooky concept, but it kind of smells like your how do I say this without being too disturbing? That like freshly uncovered earth. You know, like imagine if you were say in a coffin buried in a cemetery. The smell of the wood, the smell of the saturated soil, the mossiness, the green grass, that smell from that perspective, being buried in the ground. That sounds spooky, that sounds disturbing, but I'm telling you, it is the most amazing smell. It's so amazing. And if you don't want to think of it that way, just think about the smell of a very historic cemetery, which the cemetery in Salem is. And that's what's pictured on the label. Is the Salem Cemetery. Very beautiful candle. Smells like wet rocks and, like I said, mossiness, saturated wood. Very spooky, very dark concept, but let me tell you, it's elegantly spooky. It's very elegantly spooky. Another great one from Witch City Wicks is going to be Green Man, which is, if you're into everything outdoors, green, springtime, summertime, you love the smell of anything outdoors that is green, you gotta check that candle out. And Edgar Allan Poe, she makes a candle called Edgar Allan Poe, and when I smelled it, I was very confused, because when I think of Edgar Allan Poe, I would be thinking something along the lines of absinthe. They also make an absinthe themed candle, but I would think that, you know, because Poe was so well known for enjoying absinthe like Hemingway, that she was going to take that approach, but it smelled nothing like absinthe. It smelled more like cognac. And I asked her, I'm like, what is going on with this candle? I mean, it smells like cognac, but it smells, you know, it's got this beautiful, like, rosy floral smell to it. Very earthy, outdoorsy as well. And she told me a story about Edgar Allan Poe that I was very unfamiliar with. That for many years, I'm guessing this was in Baltimore, where, well, it has to be, because that's where Edgar Allan Poe was buried, that a mysterious bottle of cognac and a bouquet of, maybe it was a bouquet or maybe it was just one single rose, I can't remember, but would mysteriously show up at the, you know, Poe's final resting place, at his tombstone. It would just mysteriously show up from time to time, and the people of the town, they had no idea who was bringing this bottle of cognac and rose to Edgar Allan Poe, and it became this huge mystery. And it happened, I guess it happened for a very long period of time. Every year it happened. You guys know so much more than I do. I love this. You guys are incredible. So yeah, that was a story that I was unfamiliar with regarding Edgar Allan Poe. But that is the story that Liz chose to illustrate in her candle. So this very, very pretty, sweet, not so boozy. It's not very boozy, but very, how do we spell or explain cognac? You know, that caramel, oaky driven beverage with, you know, contrasted by that pretty powerful floral note. So Edgar Allan Poe, She's got a new, not Nathaniel Hawthorne, H.P. Lovecraft candle, which I've yet to smell. But Edgar Allan Poe, Green Man, and Holy Ground are going to be my favorites. And if you're into pumpkin spice, if you are a freak about pumpkin spice, I've said this before, if you are Starbucks pumpkin spice latte or eat pumpkin spice chips or pumpkin spice gum, like you're that into pumpkin spice, or even if you just really love pumpkin pie, she has a candle. I don't think it's currently in stock, or if she plans on producing it this year, I hope she does. It's called Pumpkinhead. One word, Pumpkinhead, like the film, and it is one of the greatest expressions of pumpkin spice candles I've ever experienced. And if you go back in my uploads, go back to last October, you'll see a full interview with me and Liz in the Salem Cemetery, smelling a bunch of candles, talking about the philosophy of her company. And yeah, so that was a very long answer to a very simple question. Elvira's here. Yeah, you know, it's I'm running on quite long, but you guys are hanging in there. So, and really what I'm doing is taking questions. If Leslie, we gotta chat, because you seem to be, you know, like in there as far as the up and up on the candle industry in whole. Okay, the giveaway info again, real quick, because I know the video's been cutting out. I have about 20 of these that I'm going to ship out to anyone in the world. I just figured I would, you know, it's better to give away more gifts than just like 20 votives versus like one candle to one person. So what you do is take a photo that in some way represents me, the Candle Enthusiast, and Yankee Candle, and I want you to post it on Instagram, preferably. You can do Twitter, you could certainly do Facebook, but Instagram is going to be my preference. And make sure you share the handles in your description of me, candle.enthusiast, at candle.enthusiast, or just tag me in the photo, and do the same thing with the Yankee Candle. And this way, Yankee Candle will be sent a notification of all of these photos, and that will help. The goal for me is to help get a little bit exposure to Yankee Candle so that we can collaborate at some point. Yankee Candle's reached out to me several times and are super kind, but I want to get a little bit more friendly with them so that we can, like, again, collaborate, do more exclusive material. So, selfie in front of the computer, burning a candle, if you want to do a screenshot, if you want to put text on the photo, anything that's fun, funny. I'm to keep things like fair, I'm gonna have my friends, maybe my brother and Monica, to help me pick out the best, because I want to be completely fair. But the prize will be moonbeams on pumpkin. Again, not even announced here in the United States. That candle will be released this year, late August, and I think you folks in Europe, UK, had the chance to pre-order that from QVC. They should be receiving it by the end of this month. So you'll be getting it several weeks early. You know, I don't know, I think that's kind of fun. I always love getting my hands on the candles before they're actually officially released. But again, if you missed all that, or if that is unclear, I'm going to spell out all of the ways to be a part of this giveaway in the description of this video when this video has been officially posted. Thanks, Rebecca, for asking that, because I think when I was describing that before, I was cutting out, or some people didn't see it. Any other, I already took a pic and my phone died. I will upload it soon as it recharges. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, so you guys are doing it. I like this. I like this. Again, this is not me trying to figure out a clever way to become Mr. Popularity with Yankee Candle. If you know me, that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to, again, I'm using that metaphor of a megaphone. I want to make sure that Yankee Candle is aware that this channel exists. They are aware. They've reached out to me several times, like I said. But I want to make it easier for us. I've tried to contact corporates several times, and it's really hard to get through to like somebody from marketing and stuff like that. So I want to make it a little bit easier for us so we can schedule fun stuff with Yankee Candle. Why just talk about Yankee Candle when we can be friends with Yankee Candle and, you know, get info straight from them? Plus, I always, like Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I always drive by the Yankee Candle factory. And if you haven't seen it with your own eyes, it's like the size of like 20 football fields. It's massive. And I've always wanted to get inside. I've walked into the front office, and I'm telling you, the smell of that building, oh my God. Oh my God. It is insane. So I can only imagine what it smells like actually inside the plant itself, where they're actually pouring the wax. So to be able to film that, or to at least do something in there, would be a huge fun thing. So what do we see in the background? Oh yeah, see that guy right there? Glad you guys mentioned that. That guy right there, that's my dad. He can't hear you, but he might be watching this video later, so feel free to say hello to him. Yeah, this is my dad. This is my dad's property, or my parents' property, I should say. And this is where I love doing the lives here, because I'm usually here on the weekends, spend time with the folks. I'm here for a bunch of days because I'm here celebrating the holiday. We're really doing the bulk of our celebration tomorrow. But he's just chilling, watering his garden. He's retired now. I mentioned all this before, so he's just enjoying life to the fullest. But this is his patio. And somebody commented saying how nice the patio looked. And let me tell you that, like, you don't know. He still talks about that. That totally made his day. Somebody mentioned, like, the color of the wood. He just painted, you know, it's just... You know, my dad works very hard on keeping his property as pretty as it is, and it's just a great place for me to do my videos. Even though, still barbecuing and celebrating. Fantastic. Yes, Leslie, yeah, we talked about that. So, brother-in-law, was it your brother-in-law, Leslie? Had my father, potentially, maybe, quite possibly, is a good chance, that had Mr. Carlson, or as he's known at the Culinary Institute of America, Mr. C, as a professor. He was an alumni of the Culinary Institute of America. He was actually there since the day it opened in Hyde Park in New York. He did have... My father's a professor. How cool is that? Small world. And he was there for 43 years at the culinary. So longest tenured person in the culinary of the Culinary Institute of America's history. My father. Very proud. All of us, my entire family, very, very proud. Oh no, not CIA. Not that CIA. Culinary Institute of America. But we're very proud of my father, and very happy that he's enjoying his retired life now. It's well deserved. I know, I'm very bad at that. I'm an alumni of the Culinary Institute of America too, so you just get so used to calling it the CIA. That's funny. What about fireworks? We're having fireworks in this town. Again, this is my hometown, and this is the house that I grew up in. And they're doing fireworks over to be running a birthday party. Okay, I think Rebecca was saying goodbye. If you're saying goodbye, Rebecca, bye-bye. Um, they're having fireworks tomorrow night over the Hudson River. And I was debating like whether or not I should go and actually try to vlog the experience. The reason why I'm hesitant is because how well does fireworks, how do they really, I mean, how can you photograph fireworks to make it look as moving as it is in person? Oh yeah, he's tending the garden. He's got like tomato. I don't think there's tomatoes, but cucumbers already starting to grow. Go to Hoboken. What do I do in Hoboken? The best place to watch fireworks? How did I get into film, says Ruffles. Okay, you guys are so great. We're really going over time, but it makes me so happy that you're here and talking. There's nothing else I'd rather do. So I'm debating to do those fireworks. You guys let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me do that. Ruffles, to answer your question, filmmaking, that's a good question. I think that's a relevant question. I went to film school. I mean, that was my thing. When I was 10 years old, I made an oath to myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a film director. I'm going to be, like the next Martin Scorsese, or I should really say growing up, Tim Burton was my favorite, and I mean like early stages Tim Burton, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Beetlejuice, Batman, Tim Burton, Ed Wood, and I actually had a chance to meet Tim Burton, or at least have an encounter with Tim Burton when I was very young. And film has always been such a part of my life. Cinema, really, I owe that to my father and my older brothers. So, yeah, it was always my plan in high school was to go to film school, and I went to Brooklyn College. Brooklyn College, that's right. They have a great way to plug Brooklyn College, fantastic film program. And I'm not talking about digital. I'm not talking about like cell phone. I'm not talking about the format that I'm using now, which is everything is digital. Back in those days when I was in film school, we were shooting on film. So my major was film production, and my brother is actually a filmmaker. He didn't do the film school thing, but he just decided one day, because he's just as big of a movie lover as I am, that he was just going to teach himself and go out and do it. And my brother is a feature filmmaker. He's got a YouTube channel. It's a Disney vlog, but you'll clearly see that he is a very talented filmmaker based on the quality of his vlogs. So my brother and I, me being the film school student, him being like the entrepreneur, go-getter, go do it yourself kind of thing, he became a filmmaker. And I think I just worked on a bunch of projects, his feature films. I still always work with my brother, but I had to venture off, and I had to listen to my heart. I had to listen to my intuition. There were other things in life that I needed to explore, and wine was one of them. And so I didn't retire from like film work. I just said, you know what, that was a part of my life and I might come back to it. But I studied wine because aroma was always a passion of mine since I was a child. And when I kind of stepped away from the wine industry not too long ago, I had this idea of starting a YouTube channel and documenting myself, learning about fragrance, learning about candles, and traveling. I finally was in a place in my life where I could take a little bit of time to explore, travel, live very frugally, not spend a lot of money, but share my experiences with others. And it's like I said, that's what became this channel, and it's constantly changing and morphing every day. And I'm always working on how we can bring things to the next level. This was initially when I started this channel. This was an initial like 6 months trial run to see how things turned out. But I think as of about 4 months ago, I decided that this is going to be something that I'm really going to try to pursue. I want to have this channel not just be candle reviews, but to be a community of people who are interested about aroma. I want to get people excited, passionate, to really talk about fragrance and get them excited about it. And I know it's possible because I've done the same thing with wine. I could, after, I've met people who said, I love wine, but I don't get the whole reason why people collect it and are so excited about it. And I'd sit there and I would exude my passion of how romantic wine is, and that wine is actually a story that is encapsulated. It's a time capsule. Inside of that bottle, there is a living, breathing thing that can bring you places, can trigger your imagination. It's a way for you to connect with others, to make memories, share experiences. And by the end of those conversations, I could see the excitement in their eyes. And as much as I love wine, I wanted to broaden the topic and really explore fragrance and candles, because that's really where my passion truly lies. All right, we're over 100 minutes. Let's take a couple more questions. And this camera is shaking a lot today. Elvira, I really appreciate that comment. Yes, I mean, my only regret at this point is, you have to understand, it's like, now that there's so many of you folks subscribed, it actually makes this a little bit harder for me, because I'm so conscious of when I'm being lazy or if I'm not getting work done. Like right now, I'm sitting on a bunch of footage that I need to edit. You guys haven't even seen any of my vlogs from Lake George or my travels for the past couple weeks. Plus, I still have, and thanks to Ruffles, I still have like 20 candles to review. So I just want to make sure that I'm putting out a balance of candle reviews. Of course, keeping up with these live chats. It's a great way for us to interact, to get your feedback on a lot of things. It's super helpful for me. So my candle reviews, which will always be the Candle Enthusiast, the live channel. In a little bit, I'm going to start branding it, start calling it Aromatically Speaking. Once I start doing, stop doing the live on the phone and start doing it off the computer, it'll be called Aromatically Speaking. And even try to incorporate maybe some podcasts in that segment. And then the last segment, but the one that I'm most excited about, is going to be called, and I kind of did a trailer promoting this new segment called Aromatic Adventures. And Aromatic Adventures is going to be everything that I love about vlogging, everything I love about traveling, everything I love about, side of the road attractions, museums, history, but using my nose, our noses, as the compass, always keeping the thread of aromatics and fragrance at the forefront of the material that I'm filming. We have traveling shows that are based on wines, we have traveling shows that are based on food, we have traveling shows that are based on camping, we have traveling shows that are based on history and art, all of these things. But have we ever seen a traveling show on the road, exploration, excursions of fragrance, aroma? I really should be using the word aroma. I'm talking about aroma. I really want to help share my, not help, share my, I want to share my passion of aroma, but I want to get everyone excited about looking at the world from a different angle, under a different light, to see it as if for the first time, using our nose as our compass. And Bell Book and Candle had an excellent, she was on to what I was doing a long time ago, and I have to give her credit. She wanted to call the show, tell me if we like this better than Aromatic Adventures, Nose on the Road. Now, she was partially kidding, but I like that. Nose on the Road. I like that. I like that title. I might have to do one episode called Nose on the Road. I was thinking like, he, as in me, he knows it. He knows it. That's kind of lame. Nose on the Road. Everyone likes it, Bell Book. Yeah, Bell Book, another, just like Ruffles and a bunch of other folks here, been with me from the get-go, from the very beginning, have really been my a large source of encouragement, kind of pushing me, encouraging me to keep things going, giving me a little bit more confidence through the process. Even, I mean, I still slip and fall all of the time, make huge mistakes, and trying things new that don't work. And it can be very embarrassing putting yourself out there for the world to see. But they kind of have been there to lift me up in those moments where there was a doubt about what I was doing on this channel. I had an episode based on Christmas lights, and you've been a fan ever since. I'm trying to think of which one that would have been. Would that have been the Yankee Candle Village? I'm glad you're a fan. Elvira. The Yankee Candle flagship. Yeah, that video didn't happen. That was a perfect example of, I'm driving through Massachusetts, and I said to myself, look, I can keep going straight, or I can make a right turn right now, drive a couple hours, and produce a 5-minute video, and hopefully maybe brighten a few people's day by making this video, or I could just go straight to where my destination was. And late at night, very late at night, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go make this video. I'm gonna go to Yankee Candle, because I know that they laid it up at night. And I filmed that video, and it was, I don't know, I hope it brightened a few people's holiday, but it certainly was a very great feeling for me. It was my end of the road of my Christmas material that I had shot or filmed for last year. That was kind of what capped it off. Like, whew, I mean, it was a good month and a half of producing Christmas material, and when you're doing it on a very small budget, was very challenging last year. Let me ask you guys a question. Where would you want to see me travel? Let's say the US. Where's a place that I've never mentioned that you want to see me travel? When you ask Santa if he wanted to smell the candle, that's when I knew. That's funny. That's cool. Florida Keys, says Brian. Grand Canyon, says Leslie. I'm with you there, Leslie. Florida is something I'm hopefully be doing very soon. A Mountain Washington Hotel. There's another good one. Florida is, my trip to Florida will coincide with Secret Disney World. So it's going to depend on when I can actually pull that off. New Orleans. Oh man, one of my best friends in the whole wide world lived in Baton Rouge, but he just moved to Houston. So maybe I can convince him to take a little road trip back to New Orleans. Redwoods in California, very familiar with that. Used to do that all the time. Gonna be visiting San Francisco hopefully before the holidays, maybe shortly after the holidays, and we'll be certain that Redwoods is perfect. New York City or Philly, says Ruffles. I did one New York City video. It's hard to vlog in cities. I definitely am going to do Philly. Philly is something I will do for many reasons. Food, filming locations of movies, restaurants, attractions, just the history of the city itself. And I know very little about Philadelphia, so I will be doing that. But New York City, I know I got to get to New York City more often. It's just, like I said, very hard to vlog in New York City. KC Neistat makes it look so easy, but he also has amazing microphones. And if you don't have very big microphones, it can be difficult. Uh-oh. Did I cut out? Hold on, guys. But I will try to get down to New York City in a little bit. What is happening with... Am I back? Can you guys see me? You can't see me. You never left. I think some people lose me, some people don't. I lost myself. Look at this. Look at that. I can't see myself live. This is crazy. This is why I have to move from the live videos to the desktop. Okay, I see myself again. No. But, where were we? Oh man, we're just gonna lose our entire audience here. Yeah, this is weird. Anyone with live YouTube chat experiences know if it's better to use a cell service on the phone or Wi-Fi? Up till today, I've been using Wi-Fi, and then very early on in this chat, I lost everybody. So I switched to the cell service because I got unlimited cell service. And my dad is gone. Okay, so all of those places were great. I will start using my laptop. Why am I postponing doing that? Because I really admire how my brother has, if you check out his live videos, he's got it down to like an art form, and I'm sure if I spend a little bit of time with him, he's gonna help me out and do that. But the whole idea of doing it on the cell phone was of going on location and like taking you guys to destinations. But it seems like every time we've been to Lake George now, but it seems like every time I do a live, it's here on the porch. But I like this because it's a controlled setting. This live video comes in better than the ones that are not live for me for some reason. Nice to see that one is connecting well. Well, that's good. Probably Wi-Fi, Kristen's saying, is better. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna stick to Wi-Fi from now on. Sophie is going to bed. It is technically tomorrow for her. Thank you for joining, Sophie. I appreciate staying up so late. And she posted the pic on Instagram for the live, which is super cool. Can't wait to ship all of those out to everybody. The porch comes in very well. I like the porch. It's very bright today. So if you notice, this is my movie, cinematic portion of myself that drives me nuts. I'm not lit well. I'm backlit. It's so bright outside that I'm very dark. And if you look, if you see, I have this makeshift light with a little bit of tissue paper for diffusion to try to compensate for that. But it's really, you know, something like that's not going to be able to compete with the sun. Oh, that's a good point. Is it Layle? 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 Layle. I like that. She posted more than one. Feel free to post as many as you like. I didn't even think about that. So if you take one, you're like, that's good. I like this one. But you take another, and you're like, that one's just as good too. You can post as many as you want. Don't feel like you. Oh, that's cool. Gail, but with an L. Layle. I like that. It's a very pretty name. Any other questions? I'm trying to look. So I'll tell you a little bit about what is going to be coming up this week for my channel, just in case if anyone's interested. I did do a lot of vlogging in Lake George when I was there last week. Some things went well, some things did not go well. I went to, I won't say which attraction, but I went to an attraction, and the photography is not the best. So I kind of put off editing it because I know it's going to be probably about 10 hours, 15 hours of editing to get that vlog together. It'll be a little bit scatterbrained, that vlog, but I think there's some good stuff in there. So I have a Lake George vlog, Aromatic Adventures, coming up. And then I have Dazzling Red Maple, Yankee Candle's most current release for the fall. That will be coming up very soon. Those two things are on my to-do list. In fact, I probably will be shooting that Dazzling Red Maple as soon as we finish up this video right here. Love maple scents. Maple, you love maple scents like maple syrup, or maple as in like the wood maple, or maybe even the leaves maple? Who is my favorite YouTuber to watch? All right, so this is very easy answer for me. Are you guys familiar with Adam the Woo? That's right, Adam the Woo. Adam the Woo, my brother just met Adam the Woo. He's featured in one of his vlogs, which was super cool, and I was super jealous. But Adam the Woo is, to me, was such an inspiration. He pretty much one day said, you know what? Quitting my job, and I am going to travel the world, going to document everything I see and share it with whoever cares to watch. And in the 10 years, the 8 years he's been around, he's grown substantially, and he's got such a following, and you know, his videos aren't super high quality. He keeps it real. He actually films still on his phone, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's something very personal and very fun. And if you watch my material, especially what's upcoming, I think you will see that the inspiration Adam the Woo has had on the material that I film. If you're not subscribed to Adam the Woo, you have to go check out his stuff. I also enjoy watching iJustine. My brother introduced me to iJustine. She really started out as a techie Apple user, vlogger, iPhones, iMacs, Apple products, but she's really branched out and she is just a vlogger of her everyday life. Very, very popular. I think a lot of us might know Justine, but I just think she's incredibly funny, incredibly witty. She's got such great spirit, especially in this YouTube world where there's so many people who want to tear you down, be so negative, to say such horrible things. She still somehow throughout all of these years, you know, kept a smile on her face because she knows there's people who love watching her vlogs. I'm going to highly recommend my brother's channel, and it's not because he's just my brother. I really enjoy watching his videos. His name is Eric with a K, Eric Peter Carlson, Carlson, Eric Peter Carlson. If you love anything at Disney, Disney films, Disney World, Disneyland, Disney parks, Disney anything, have to check out his channel. He's newish, kind of like me. He's only been around for about 6 months, but the quality of his shows are insane. He brings a whole cinematic experience. Leslie is confirming my statements now. He brings the experience of Disney, that passion, that deep love for Disney that we all have, and he somehow manages to vlog his experiences while also telling us stories and doing it in a very cinematic way. Who's the older brother? Eric is the older brother, although it's commonly mistaken. People think I am the older brother. But Eric and I, since we were kids, I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old, we have always worked together when it comes to creative endeavors. We are the closest friends, and he right now lives in Los Angeles, so it's, you know, whenever we get together, we try to vlog together. So if you see, I'll pop up from time to time on his channel. I do have an older brother too, and guess what? He is a big film person as well. Brother Ken is really, he's not a vlogger, although he would be an excellent vlogger. I would love to see him, because he's, you know, if you could calculate the amount of movies and movie knowledge that he knows, it's insane. He is the very definition of movie buff, movie fan, and you know, it was having him as an older brother who really helped me appreciate the art of cinema, and not just cinema, but television and just art in general. A family of filmmakers. Well, yeah, it's kind of our parents' fault. They're always supportive of our creative endeavors, and both my mother and my father, they're always, I have to give that to them. They're never like, have a plan B. They're always saying, you know what, do what your heart says, and you know, they always promise to back us and support us, be there for us when we really need them, and they've kept that promise. I should do a live video with all of my brothers. That would be fun. It would be very scary, because if you look at us and listen to us, we sound all very similar, and look very similar. I mean, we're shaped differently, but it's kind of scary. We use our hands. We all have kind of like the darker circles under the eyes. We're very expressive when we talk. Holidays must be fun. Yeah, it's super fun. I think that's why I love Christmas so much. You know, just we've always done Christmas, in my mind, the best way. And same thing with Halloween. My brother and I, we would always have a haunted house in our garage every Halloween. So I didn't really get to trick or treat that much when I was a kid, but we'd always have a super cool haunted house, which totally made me. It got me some extra points at school because everyone's like, "Oh, did you go to Shane's haunted house on Halloween? It was super scary." So that was awesome. You have a good voice. There's a shortage of good voices. Rod Serling. I'm so happy that you said Rod Serling and Bob Ross. Bob Ross, come on. How do we not love Bob Ross? And Rod Serling, yeah, I won't lie. I blatantly rip him off sometimes. At least his openings from the Twilight Zone. I try to deliver my lines sometimes whenever I'm doing, like, if you watch my Sleepy Hollow video, that opening that I did, totally a Rod Serling moment. Rod Serling was the creator and the host of the Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zone, and he, trying to think of what else to say. He just had you know how Alfred Hitchcock and Alfred Hitchcock Presents had like the little opening before the movies? Rod Serling was really kind of the pioneer of that. He would kind of set the stage for the upcoming episode. Outer Limits followed Twilight Zone, and then Alfred Hitchcock Presents followed Outer Limits, I believe. But they were all pretty much doing what Rod Serling had started. Yeah, and Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, the original Outer Limits, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents, all on Netflix. Not a sponsor. Just want to put that out there. It was there was a time in the world where, like, unless you wanted to stay up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch Twilight Zone, you were never going to see it. It's amazing how all of these shows that I wanted desperately to watch when I was younger, it's right there at our fingertips. We can watch it right now. Night Gallery, Rod Serling Productions. Was Night Gallery Rod Serling production? That's a good question. I'll be honest, I know what Night Gallery is, I'm just not familiar. William Shatner. This is getting insane, guys. My voice is not that cool. Especially that I can't say. Do you ever notice I can't say a full sentence from beginning to end? That there's like 5 breaks in between. That's why my videos are so heavily edited. It was. I'm learning from you guys here. I love this. Okay, a painting to show the episode at the beginning. Loved it. Oh, nice way of putting it. I like that. Yeah, it's I'll do a little bit more Rod Serling impressions in the future. Unfortunately, I won't do the cigarette though. I won't do the cigarette. But he was synonymous. He was known for having that cigarette in his hand. Something very romantic about seeing that smoldering cigarette between his fingers while he was delivering those opening monologues. Yeah, this is what keeps our attention, those pauses between when you speak. That's why I use my hands. People say, why do you use your hands so much? I am half Italian, so Italians are known for using their hands. But check this out. If I take a break in my sentence, say if I say, it's the 4th of July weekend, and I can't tell you how excited I am. You see what that just did? The hand motions bought me some time. So the hands are a part of my actual sentences. And I really think it was a conditioned thing that I learned. Very much a Jeff Goldblum. I had the Jeff Goldblum hand thing. If you watch Larry David, he does a lot of this kind of thing when he's making expressions with his hands. But the biggest influence on the hands, unmistakably Woody Allen. I was just, even as a very, very young kid, huge Woody Allen fan. Okay, so I like you live, naturally funny. That is something that surprises me every time I hear it. I can't believe that people think I am funny. But when I try to be funny, that doesn't work. If you ever see me try to be funny, yeah. SJD 1964, love your videos, Shane, from England. Thank you so much, and nice to see you. Nice to know that you're watching from England, and that you're still awake. Love Jeff Goldblum, especially Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Am I mistaken? I don't believe Jeff Goldblum was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I could be wrong. That would have been the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Would have been Donald Sutherland, I believe. Connecticut. I'm gonna be in Connecticut in a little bit. Soylent Green is on this week. What's a good candle to match an old sci-fi movie? Oh man, you guys are killing me with these great questions. I can't give a specific example, but you know what? If you I can't give you an actual name of a candle because I don't know anyone who makes it, but I'm sure it's out there. If I'm watching a sci-fi movie, if I'm watching a sci-fi film, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that my battery is not dying on us. I want something like pop buttered popcorn, popcorn ball, caramel popcorn, Cracker Jack, contrasted by sweet treats like warm taffy or fruity hard candies, something to soften it all up, like a vanilla, or like something that would mimic vanilla ice cream, like good old like Killer Clowns from Outer Space or The Blob, science fiction films like that. You gotta go like movie treat aromas. That's what I would do for science fiction. Unless you got a really cool proprietary blend of someone making something that smells like from outer space. Marshmallow Fireside. Yeah, marshmallow totally works for science fiction. Totally. Especially horror films. Uh-oh. You guys are gonna lose me again. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully I'm back for most of you guys. Leslie says, I have excitement going on behind my house right now. Someone being arrested. Be right back. Well, that's very unfortunate and exciting, I suppose. All right, no, Bell Book, don't apologize. I've overstayed my welcome. I am just hanging out at this point. Happy to see you guys still stay around. But if you have to go, please go celebrate the holiday or at least celebrate the weekend. I'm just going to stay on a little while longer, postpone some of the work that I have to get done. Plus, like I said, it's a pleasure being with you guys today. Here's something, a little Easter egg. Can anybody see what that is right there? Why did I put that there? Same to you, Bell Book. Always my pleasure to share. My pleasure being here at the porch. And I will have a great 4th. I'll try to do something really, I'll try to film something really fun for you guys tomorrow. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm doing fireworks. Route 66, get your kicks. Why would I put that there? Why would I put a little Easter egg there? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Yeah, Route 66 is something that, you know, I think like most people, you're just under the impression that it's gone, like it just doesn't exist. And you could look at it that way, but Route 66, there are so many relics of the past. There's so much history still there. And what's I think extra special about it is that it's not like this overpopulated experience now, you know. And I've for a long time had Route 66 on the bucket list, but in the past, the way I was living, the way my life was set up, it was never possible for me to devote time to actually do a little road trip on Route 66. So hopefully one day soon, I'm hoping that if we grow a bit more, if we can maybe get some sponsorships to add some funding to the show, if we start building up more contributors on Patreon that will be able to afford to take a significant amount of time and do a road trip through Road 66. It wouldn't be all the way to Chicago, but it probably would be Santa Monica and a good way out, and do all of the fun, amazing things that we didn't even know existed, attractions on the side of the road, see all of the relics that are still standing, the history of Route 66. Nasal passages. Do you have travel tips while budgeting? Do I have budgeting tips while traveling? Maybe. Yeah. Don't spend a lot of money. Take whatever is free. Never pass up an opportunity for a $20 motel, even though that $80, $90, $150, $200 motel might add to a luxurious experience. Embrace the experience of having to deal with that $20 motel. I'm always about keeping things frugal. Plus, I think for this show and this content, I think it fits. It's better. I think it'd be more fun for you guys to see me working on a budget rather than me doing like going and spending loads of money and doing extravagant things. Always try to keep things exciting, but always try to keep it as cheap as possible. Elvira, bye-bye. I heard that you're leaving. What about bed bugs? I guess that is the risk that we take. No, I don't know. If some place is really sketchy, I don't know how willing I am to do that. But what's great about Route 66 is if you do a little bit of research and you plan out your days in advance. Again, I've been working on this, trying to figure it out in my head. You can get incredible prices. You found chicken bones under your bed in a low-cost motel. But that might add interest. Chicken bones, that is terrifying. That is not. That is crazy. Joff is here. Joff Hall. A Yankee Candle Enthusiast, to say the least. How we doing, Joff? Good to see you. I'm still on this chicken bones thing. That is, were you like staying with Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What is going on there? But yes, so I put that little Route 66 there. I wanted to keep it an Easter egg, but because you guys are so awesome and are, we still have a good amount of people hanging out with us. I wanted to share that information with you folks. Lake Tahoe. You found the chicken bones in Lake Tahoe. Wow, that's interesting. Again, a place I'm familiar with. That was kind of our weekend getaway when I was living out in Napa. That's crazy. There you go. Yeah, stayed in a hotel infested with ladybugs. So yeah, even it's a little sketchy sometimes what you find in nice hotels too. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe this road trip, Route 66, will involve a van, an RV of some sort. Maybe I won't have to stay in motels every night. I love all your videos. So happy I finally caught you live. Thank you very, very much. SJD 1964. It's very nice of you, and trust me, when people say things like that, if it looks like I just kind of brush it off my shoulder, I don't. That means the world to me when folks say that, because I really do. I enjoy what I do here on YouTube. I just wish I could do more and more and more. The more I invest in this channel, the more I want to produce. And that's exactly what my goal is. Trying to get content out to you guys 3 to 4 times a week. And if you know the way I edit, and if you know how long it takes me to edit, because I'm not going to say I'm a perfectionist, but I do like the art of editing, and I like to do it right. It takes me a long time to edit. I rented a house and garage door open and closed at 3 a.m. nights. Oh, that is scary. I like reading the comments here because they don't disappear so fast. Victoria, hello Victoria. Finally caught you live. Yeah, I am rambling. I usually cut off my lives to 1 hour, but it's a holiday. I'm relaxing. I'm having a good time. The sun's kind of behind the clouds right now, so it's nice and cool. I'm postponing work that I have to do, so I'm hanging. As long as you guys are hanging out, I'm hanging out. I hate creepy or scary places. Ruffles 2012. Does it bother you to see videos of creepy, scary places? Because I happen to. I'm just. I don't know what it is. I have this compulsion to produce fun, but spooky videos. I'm not trying to scare people, but put myself in a situation that would be very spooky. I love creepy, scary places videos. Cool. Love creepy places. I have some. I don't want to be giving away all. I want some of these to be surprises, but I do have some spooky, outdoor, fun, nighttime videos coming up. I'm trying to do some of them in the summer because I don't, I have so much going on for Halloween. I want to get some of them. Rebecca, they're driving to the birthday party, watching in the car. You guys are very loyal. Rebecca is awesome. If I haven't mentioned it yet, Rebecca is somebody else who's always had my back, lifted me up when I've had doubts with this channel. Salem video on Halloween night. Book it 5 years in advance. You know, I have some friends in Salem. I don't know if I have to get a hotel room. But I did do a Salem video last year. I think you know that. And I will be going back. I will be going back to Salem this year. Because when I was there, I had to... When I made my Salem video last Halloween, if anyone's seen it, it was 100% on the spot, improvised. I had none of that video scheduled because I had planned going to go to Salem, but I canceled the video because I wanted to meet up with Liz from Witch City Wicks, and I really, you know, it was a very busy time of the year for her, so it was hard for her to fit me into her schedule. But at the last minute, she's like, you know what, if you want to come swing by, we can do a little video. So I forfeited my plans for the week, and I went to Salem, improv that video, and I still watch that video fondly because I had such a great time. I was there for like 3 days. I visited Hocus Pocus filming locations. I filmed like at least 4 or 5 segments that didn't end up in the final cut of the video. And you know, those were the days when I was still filming things on my cell phone. So I'm going to go back and try to capture a little bit more of the beauty using alternate cameras and, you know, giving it a little bit more production value. And yes, Nancy, she mentioned that I was brave because I got locked in the Salem cemetery at night. That was not a joke. That was not staged. I literally was locked in an ancient cemetery burial ground. The gates were locked. There's stone walls that surround it. I was locked in the cemetery after dark. And that's all on camera. And that was terrifying. And I did twist my ankle getting out that night. That I didn't get on camera, but I also spilled scalding coffee all over myself during the process. And yeah, that was an interesting night, to say the least. Cup of tea. I mean, I was kind of thinking the same thing with the coffee. I have a cold couple drops left here. What other Halloween towns are there? What towns in the United States are synonymous with Halloween? Of course, I have some ideas, but I'm curious to see if you guys have any great ideas as far as like, you know, I'm going to go back to Salem, but I would like to do other places too. Erie, Pennsylvania. Sleepy Hollow. I did a Sleepy Hollow video, and I will be doing another Sleepy Hollow video. Again, those were back in the days when I was using my cell phone, and Sleepy Hollow is so picturesque that I have to do a little bit more of a higher production quality video in Sleepy Hollow. The Lizzie Borden house in Massachusetts. Is that what that is? That would be fun. Chicago has a lot of ghost tours. That would be awesome. Not towns, but places. Loads of urban legends. We're on the same wavelength. I'm trying to make that kind of stuff happen, especially for Halloween. There might just be a haunted summer camp involved at some point. Let's just keep it at that. Winchester Mystery House, something that I've done and stupidly never vlogged. Yeah, I used to drive from San Francisco to LA all the time, and I'd pass it on Route 5 all the time, and I never filmed it. You should do a creepy video with Graveyard Girl. Ooh, who's Graveyard Girl? Is she like a spooky vlogger? And several of you know who she is. Who's my favorite member of the Candle Mountain Boys? Oh my God, Joseph, that is an awesome question. I don't know them by names. But I am a huge animatronic fan. I know that sounds strange, but I love the artistry of animatronics. So if you're looking at the stage, it would be the seated gentleman all the way to the left. Love the way the articulation of his face, the way he strums his stringed instrument. He would certainly be my favorite. I don't know if he has a name. She's a huge YouTuber. That tells you how much I know about YouTube, guys. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, and I'll reach out to Graveyard Girl. She's a huge YouTuber. I don't know if she'll get back to me or what she'll say. Bunny collects old dolls and stuff. Loves the spooky side of things. So her name is Bunny? Oh my God, this person sounds... She lives in Texas. Well, that might present a problem, but I might be in Houston at some point. So if she's anywhere by Houston, maybe, just maybe. It's funny, the actual filming location of the original 1973 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, the gas station that appears early in the film has currently been renovated. I believe they're still selling barbecue. At least they were as of not too long ago. But you can actually spend the night at the gas station from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They built several cabins out back. Talk about spooky. Most towns have urban legends. Yeah, I guess I could say I live here. This is now my home base, this area of New York State. And in this area of New York State, we're essentially kind of in the Catskill Mountains. And the Catskill Mountains have a ton of urban legends, but I never really was aware of this. But there's like books about witches and ghouls and goblins. So I'm doing my research on the Catskill Mountains. So hopefully I can do some videos on that. Lizzie Borden, yeah, again, another Lizzie Borden recommendation. Anybody watch that Christina Ricci miniseries or show? I didn't catch it, but I like Christina Ricci, but I didn't know if it was any good. Go to her new channel for a more realistic look at her. It's called Banana Peppers. This is getting insane. This person sounds crazy. Are we still talking about Bunny? Yeah, we're still talking about Bunny. Loved her in Sleepy Hollow, Christina Ricci playing Katrina Van Tassel, excuse me. Yeah, that was weird though. Christina Ricci and Johnny Depp, there's just, I don't want to say it's the age difference, but there's just something. Christina Ricci to me is like, she's like forever like 16 years old. She never seems to get any older. So it was just very, very weird for me to see her play Katrina Van Tassel. But she's always great. This Graveyard Girl, you guys are really going nuts about this. I'm intrigued. To me, she will always be Wednesday. Oh. Lost you guys. I'm back. Casper. Yeah, she was perfect for Addams Family. I was always a Munsters fan. But yeah, you had to. I remember being super excited when the original Addams Family came out. I don't know if you guys are losing me. Um, Joseph, do I miss the Mantown line of candles, or were you, like me, glad to see it go? I think a great question, Joseph. Joseph's referring to, if you guys don't know, the Mantown fragrance collection that Yankee Candle produced years ago now. It was a beer on tap. We had bacon, man cave. I'm probably missing a few others. I think there was a lawnmower, green grassy type one. And I just think it was the intention is great, trying to cater to a male audience, but I think it was a misstep in the form of it gave. I think it became too much of a novelty, and I think it just made Yankee Candle a little bit more a target to be made fun of. Not that people make fun of it for those candles, but I think they could have done it with a little bit more sincerity, because it's one of my. I think I share this with probably all of you folks and everyone I think that who works in the candle industry. To me, like the fact that men still look at candles or aroma and fragrance as a very feminine thing, like candles are for women alone, is just very strange to me. I never understood that concept. If men are willing to purchase $300 bottles of cologne and consider that super cool, what's wrong with buying a candle that'll provoke emotions, that'll tell you a story, to help put you into a mood? I mean, it's one of our senses. Like, candles are not, there's nothing exclusive to women about them. I prefer natural scents to the cologne scents. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, like, I've never been into colognes. I like spending a lot of money on colognes. Working in the wine industry, I actually had to work very hard to not smell at all, like non-scented conditioners and shampoos, deodorants, bar soaps. I worked so hard in my life. I couldn't even use fabric softener. I used scentless laundry detergent, because when you're evaluating wine and you smell, it can interfere obviously with your experience, but others that are next to you. So I've never been a cologne person, um, but things are certainly changing now, and I really admire what perfumers do, and I'm trying to incorporate more professional perfumers on this channel. Yeah, it's not easy to go without any aroma. I mean, it's amazing how many things that you don't realize, um, that you have to give up when you're evaluating wine. I mean, even down to hand sanitizer, to how do you wash your hands in the restroom, without using soap that they have there. I mean, how if you need to use moisturizer for your hands, lip balm, Try finding true aromaless lip balm. It's nearly impossible. Um, And the other thing, this might gross you guys out, but the whole concept of brushing your teeth, I won't even get into it. But I mean, you can't brush your teeth before you have an evaluation of wine. So you have to take many steps of making sure you're keeping up with your dental hygiene. Because if you're scrubbing peppermint or mint in your mouth, it's really bad for wine tasting. I would love to do a little bit more wine-related videos. It's just I think I need to go back, visit some friends up in San Francisco or Napa Valley. I know New York is a wonderful area for the wine that they produce and other beverages. I've always been a supporter of the wine industries out here, both in the Finger Lakes and the Hudson Valley, knowing that they have extreme limitations. But you know, I don't know. People in the East Coast are just not. They just don't understand what vlogging is all about. Where people in California seem a little bit more like they know what's happening. I think people, when I go to say somewhere like a winery and say, "Hey, do you mind if I film a little interview with you?" They're just like, "Wait a minute. Like, what are you doing?" So it's hard for me to interact with strangers when I'm here in the East Coast. When I'm out in California, I can walk into any storefront and be like, "Hey, can we have a quick conversation on camera?" And they're like, "Is it for a vlog?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool, let's do it." Here is a little fact. Generally, men prefer sweet fruit, more feminine smelling fragrances and candles rather than cologne type fragrances, and girls generally prefer floral and masculine cologne fragrance, says Joff. Yes, from my research, from the data I've collected, that is very much what I've discovered as well. I find that a lot of women just don't like sweet, bakery, cookie, savory candles. A lot of women do, but it's surprising. You would think that I would just naturally think that anybody would love like cookie fragrances and brownie fragrances, chocolate fragrances, but I found that a lot of women actually not only they don't prefer them, they just like despise them. A lot of women, not all women. And also, Lael is saying the opposite, but I find that a lot of women prefer the masculine scents, which presents an issue because sometimes I say this smells very masculine. I'm like, oh, this candle smells very masculine. And I think if people take that as it's for a man. No, a lot of women I find enjoy that more cologne profile, and that to me I think that makes sense. I think there's that sense of smelling cologne, and men smelling something that's pretty and floral, like a perfume. There's that illusion of companionship that whether, you feel like we naturally respond to opposing. We don't want to smell us in our house. We want to smell something that's different. So I find that a lot of men enjoy, I don't say necessarily feminine smells, but very pretty, what I would consider, it's subjective, but what I would consider pretty smells, or food smells. Maybe that just goes back to reminds them of their mothers. They love the bakery smells. And a lot of women do prefer more of the sophisticated, musky, male cologne fragrances. That's just from my research, and I'm glad Jeff brought that up, because that is something that I would not have guessed a year ago. But after asking a lot of questions and doing research, that's also what I found. Nancy loves all scents in moderation. And true, bakery smells make me feel nauseous. Yeah, so there you go. I'm allergic to florals and love bakery scents. Um, Florals present big issues for me as well. I don't burn a lot of floral candles. I still buy them. Um, but something that you guys may not know about me, I was actually, I think, just telling Rebecca about this, that a lot of candles that I buy, I just keep them on the shelf, unburned, unlit, because I just occasionally want to go somewhere. I want my imagination to take me someplace, and I'll smell it. And as long as I smell something, like say, like if a spice bothers me from an allergy standpoint or a sinus standpoint, or a floral bothers me, if I smell it quickly, I can still enjoy the experience. But as far as burning them long term, I usually don't burn a lot of florals unless it's something very gentle, like a soft blossom, violet, lavender aroma. But anything like gardenia, um, like lily, like powerful lily, like a stargazer lily. Whew, it hurts. It hurts. I love the smell, but it really hurts my nose and my head. A lot of bookish scents. I have used natural herbs, and that smells so lush to me. Rosemary, etc. Yeah, yeah. It's just one thing that I used to do, and I don't think this is like super original. I'm sure a lot of people do this. I might be losing you, folks. Is I would take in California, I had a Meyer lemon tree in my backyard, and I had plenty of rosemary bushes, lavender. I would go out and collect a lot of citrus fruits, herbs, um, even sometimes I go crazy and like pick up a bunch of soil or rocks, whatever I could find, throw it in one of my crock pots and just crank that baby up. And yeah, it's not a super powerful aroma, but if you want an interesting experience where you can actually do a little of your own mixology, I recommend trying to do something like that. If Meyer lemon, rosemary, ginger was always kind of my favorite thing to do. One thing I tried to do was throw a Meyer lemon in the fireplace to see if that would produce some aromatics. I highly recommend you don't do that. From my experience, that was not a fun experience, let's put it that way. Alright, so I'm losing myself here. I have not. Sweet Woodruff crushed. Take a screenshot of that. I have to figure out what I honestly I'm not familiar, but I'm intrigued. I have citrus oregano outside the back door that is amazing. That's awesome. What is your favorite Starbucks drink that's not black coffee? Oh my god, Ruffles. I don't know the last time I actually purchased a non... Well, no, that's a lie. Okay, so I'm always black coffee when I go to Starbucks, but seasonally, they have hot caramel apple cider. Some stores may not have it on the menu, but if you ask them, I think they'll make it. They'll make it for you. It's really exactly what it sounds. It's slightly spiced, hot apple cider infused with caramel syrup and topped with whipped cream. You might put a little nutmeg or cinnamon on top there, I'm not sure. But that is, oh man, that stuff is crazy. That stuff is crazy good. And I don't know if you guys know this, but this is something new for me. Starbucks will make a bunch of drinks that are not on the menu. My brother recently found a secret recipe, and what you do is you print that recipe online and you bring it to a Starbucks. You give it to the barista and you say, I want this, and they'll make it for you. And there's one called the Mermaid. And my brother, again, being a Disney vlogger, he wanted to do Mermaid for kind of a Little Mermaid theme. And he said it was very sweet, but very delicious. Sweet Woodruff. I have to look, see what that's all about. Caramel frappe with whipped cream. Summer or winter for me. That was my first Starbucks drink ever. So yummy for the fall. Yeah, the hot caramel apple cider. Is the Mermaid like the unicorn? It looks similar. But from my impression, the flavor profile is not the same. The unicorn, I never had it, but I think is a little bit more bright and tart, even sour, contrasted by major sweetness, where I think the green component in the Mermaid is going to be tea based, so it's a little bit more refreshing, creamy dairy tea profile. Mel, no, don't be sorry for having to leave. I'm at a family barbecue. That's a perfect reason to leave. You've been hiding and watching. Glad I got a chance to catch you for a little while. Have a great 4th. Everyone, he's saying that to you folks. Mel, thank you for joining. Happy 4th of July. Say hi to the family for me. Make sure you get a cheeseburger before they're all gone. Have you guys seen the new Starbucks drinks? The prickly pear? Prickly pear, prickly pear, what's the other one? Is it a pineapple mango or something like that? I asked several baristas at different locations which is the more popular one, and they're saying the prickly pear, which was my guess. Yeah, you don't get those over there. I apologize. I'm always saying things that people can't get their hands on. Well, folks, this is a new experience. This was something this has been a long chat. And I want to thank you so much for joining. The fact that sticking around, hanging out with me, chatting when I'm postponing work that I need to get done, that is incredibly awesome. I want to, before I sign out, I want to give a huge shout out again and thank you to Ruffles 2012 for. And if you missed this part of the live chat, make sure you go back and watch it. Where did I put it? It's right here. Ruffles. This is not like an item. This is a care package of multiple items found, I'm guessing at outlets or the semi-annual sale at Yankee Candle. All of these products, again, Ruffles, will go to fantastic use for this channel. You've just invested more into the show, and I will be sure to give my mother some of those red velvet cakes. So huge shout out to Ruffles. And speaking of that, I want to give a shout out one more time. I did this at the beginning, but I want to say thank you to Maggie, Roxanne, and Doug from Spooky Village. Spooky Village, you got to check out. He's got a channel. He's got his own channel. He's got a great spooky Halloween sensibility, and he just started reviewing candles. But these folks are all now contributors to the Candle Enthusiast via Patreon. Patreon is a way for you to contribute to the channel. And when I may say contribute, I'm not like PBS saying like buy this $200 item. If everybody could give $1, contribute to this show, this content will always be free. Always. and you never have to feel like you have to contribute anything. But if you have $1 or a couple cents that you can spare, go to my account on patreon.com, and you can find it in the description below. There's a bunch of different rewards, different tiers of things that you can do, and collectively, the more money we can raise, the more things that we could do. I promise you, this is not for my financial gain. This is not for me to have a paycheck to pay rent at the end of the month. All of the money, every single penny, will be put right back into the show. So the more we can raise together as a family, as a circle of candle enthusiasts, the more things we'll be able to do, the more places we'll be able to travel. If we can get to a point where we reach a certain amount of money where we can constantly be on the road, again, with me contributing as well. How awesome. We have like a self-funded show. But please don't ever feel like this is anything but free content. You do never have to contribute anything. But like I said, if you have a few dollars laying around at the end of the month that you would love to throw in to just see this channel grow, patreon.com. Very, very cool. And again, there's some rewards there too. So if you want to, like, you notice at the end of my videos, we have the wall of fame. A wall of flame, excuse me. Get your name in the credit. Actually become an associate producer of the show. We have that. We have personalized postcards wherever I'm traveling. I'm actually working on it, but I'm trying to start my own Candle Enthusiast Candle of the Month Club, and it would be several candles. I'm still kind of fleshing that out, but I think that might be something really fun for us to smell together interactively, live, smell candles together once a month. So I would look into that as well. So Patreon, what else do there's so many people to thank. Again, the giveaway, the contest, one more time, really quick. Moonbeams on Pumpkin, yet to be released anywhere in the world unless you luckily found it at an outlet like I did. I'm sending all of those votives to anyone and everyone or any place in the world based on a photo contest. Take a photo of yourself, of anything relating to me, the Candle Enthusiast, and Yankee Candle. Funny, fun, interesting, creative, artistic, anything you want to do. Take that picture, post it on preferably Instagram, but Twitter or Facebook will work, and use the handle of my handle on those platforms. Like on Instagram, it's candle.enthusiast, and Yankee Candle's handle. Make sure you get the handles right, because what will happen is I will be notified of your photo. I will get to see your photo, and I'll have a panel of family and friends who will get to we'll pick out our favorites, and but also Yankee Candle will be notified. And again, if we do this from time to time, it'll just keep Yankee Candle aware that we're around, that we're a circle of very positive, very friendly Yankee Candle enthusiasts, and hopefully that will open the door to possibilities to collaborating with Yankee Candle themselves. All of that information will be found in the description below once this live video has fully uploaded. And I think that's going to be it, folks. Coming up this week, once again, Dazzling Red Maple. I'm gonna actually go film that right now, and hopefully get my Lake George vlog up soon. We have some camping to do in the near future. We have more live vlogs to do, destination-based. And let's just say a lot of candle reviews. I still haven't figured out the precise order in which I want to do them, but I'm going to do a lot of European fragrances. Joff, if you're still here, I kind of took your lead, and you really sparked my interest as far as these European fragrances. So I've been hunting them down one by one by one, so this way we can talk about some non-US European releases as well. And yes, I'm filming a mega live session. That's dedication. Well, I don't know if that's awesome or if that just tells you about how much I don't want to get work done right now. Being lazy on a holiday, a Sunday holiday. Campfire tale video, please. Yes, that is working. I'm working. And if you take a close look, nope, you can't see it, but beyond those trees, up a mountain called the Illinois Mountain, we're going to the top. We're going to a very special location, a place that's a bit spooky, it's very picturesque. But we're gonna do a vlog. We're gonna do a vlog we're gonna do a live chat up there, but most importantly, we're gonna do a vlog of camping in the woods, very safely. I'm making sure that everything about it is safe, and I'm not trespassing. I'm getting full permission to do what I'm doing, but I think that will be really fun. I think it'll be a little bit creepy to be by myself, but again, I think that is fun. I like the idea of putting myself in precarious situations and documenting it. I'm not afraid to do that. So that will be fun. Go have some beers and be lazy. You deserve it. Sasquatch. Hopefully I don't encounter Sasquatch, but I'll try to get an interview if I do see him. That's great. While I have this moment, I want to just sincerely for a second say, as I always do, but I can't ever state it enough. Thank you. How do I say this in a new way every time I bring it up? This stage of my life, it's crazy to say, is one of the most exciting times, because I spent a long time in school, I spent a long time working in different industries, I spent a long time doing things that I love and passionate about. But one thing I've never had a chance to do was produce my own art. You know, it was always something I struggled. You know, I love to illustrate, I love to draw, I love to build things with my hands. I'm a self-proclaimed sculptor, but I never had enough time to work on my own art. And having a chance to not only be able to travel, but to create these videos, edit them, make little vignettes, little episodes, is serving my creative needs so wonderfully. And the fact that you folks are joining me along the way, you've had my back the entire time. To this day, I have not one troll, not one hater, not one negative comment. And we're getting closer to that 1 year mark since I've been around. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are the reason why I'm having this fabulous experience of my life. And I have no intention of stopping. I want to make sure that vlogging becomes a part of my day-to-day life, and that we fully explore the topic of fragrance, aroma, candles. We learn and grow together. We take this day by day and see where this project, see where this channel, see where this community, see where this takes us. How far can this go? It's interesting, right? What will we be doing a year from now? Will we be making candles? Will we be working with candle companies? Will we be doing meetups? Will we be working together? You know, the possibilities. I mean, this YouTube platform, I think, is the future. I enjoy it. I love it. I'm all about it. So one more time, I'm rambling. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're still with us and you haven't given us that thumbs up yet, make sure you do that before you leave. And all of your comments, super appreciated. Love you guys. I will see you very soon. You're gonna see a candle review probably the soonest, that like George video coming up, and then we might have another surprise live throughout the sometime during this week. But let's say Sunday next week we're doing a live. We're gonna try to keep it regular on Sunday, a live that's scheduled every Sunday, but I'm going to continue to throw in these surprise live chats as well and try to explore outside of the porch, try to bring you to locations. Thanks so much. Happy 4th of July. Happy weekend. Happy anything that you're celebrating in life. I hope you're happy, healthy, burning your favorite candles. I will see you guys real soon. Thank you for joining me. That's it. And now comes that uncomfortable moment that I'm reaching that finish button. And I gotta pretend like I'm doing it cool, and I don't know when it's gonna start.